The college basketball experience preview and picks episodes for Sunday, January 5th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN. You get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. That is Rhythm. Get your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. Once again, that's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Brian Bosworth, aka The Boz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother. Peace out. Boz out.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Sunday, January 5th. Yes. YouTube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there, hit that like and subscribe button, and tell your friends. Pass the notes. All right. School's in session. Maybe for some. Send a little note over to the next person. You subscribe to this college experience podcast. Do all that bullshit. All right, let's go. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
Double the price, but no one touches Dundee.
It was a marathon. But I had myself a pretty good day. There was highs, there was lows. And as much as I love these Saturdays, I almost think they need to cut back 20 games. Here's one point I almost I feel like my brain almost exploded. There was just too much on, and I was just, couldn't get it together. Soundboard is charged, ready to go. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Big 12 College Experience, Subscribe, and the Ride and Rush Show. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah. Well, first mega Saturday conference slate in the books. It's we need to really find a way to get this down from about 135, 140 down to 100 to 110 games. 100's enough. Cheers, everybody.
Mac tonight! Come on, make it Mac tonight!
I'm even okay with like 110.
Yeah.
130. Yeah, 137 was it? 38. It's like whoo. 38. Whoo. Yeah. I mean, the slate we have just I don't even want to bullshit. Let's just get into it. Because we're gonna recap every game. That's what we do here.
Yep.
So if we're still rocking while you wake up tomorrow morning, that's why. Started off with a little bit of a bang. Is my screen late?
No. I don't
really?
think so.
I feel like it is for me. I feel like I'm talking and it's like watching Rumble in the Bronx where the dub is off. Bieniek, you getting that?
No, you're on time.
All right, cool. There we go. Double lock. Kentucky 106, Florida 100. Somebody play some fucking defense.
God.
This was a wild game, man.
Yeah.
Trying to do the pregame show, missed the first half pretty much, but all over the place. There was highs, there was lows, but the Wildcats, Big Blue Nation is celebrating as we cashed here Your thoughts on this game, Mac?
Yeah, really entertaining game, especially if you like points. Both teams got up and down, a lot of possessions, a lot of threes. Combined, they made 26 threes, and welcome back, Lamont Butler. Kentucky's a different team with him back in the lineup.
Yeah, Bieniek, I know you're a Gator fan, even though they didn't really invent Gatorade, but your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, it was a huge game of runs. Also, shout out to It's Eric for the $2 tip saying Big Blue Nation and Mac just too powerful. And 357.
I was about to say I went in on Tulane. I went in on Tulane on
giving out his game balls already.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, a huge game of runs. It just felt like every time you were looking at the TV, if you glanced away, one team was on a 10-0 run. I feel like Kentucky had like 3 of them because Evan Miyakawa calls them kill shots. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Watching it just from a Florida perspective, like, come on now. Yeah, the defense was a little bit lacking, but it was a very entertaining game.
Florida's good.
It felt like a Kentucky spot from the get-go. I picked Kentucky on the picks page. Got CLV with that one too, as they closed around 3.5 or 4 or whatever. But I mean, you just can't let a team shoot 49% from 3 against you. And every time Kobe Brea got the ball, it was going up and it was going in the net. That guy was unbelievable today. Yeah. Somebody needs to be on him like flies on shit, but because he didn't do anything else, he just only shot. I think it was I think it was like 35 minutes in the game, and he had not recorded one other stat other than shooting. Do you guys agree with the text that I sent you guys during the game about Florida?
What was that again?
What was it? This was 130 games ago and 13 hours. Yeah. So I'm sorry if I missed the text. I tweeted anybody as well today.
I am comparing Florida to 2023 Alabama, the number 1 overall team in the country 2 years ago. They have all the talent in the world in the backcourt. They have a couple of big men in a rotation that are aggressive on the glass. Just off-court distractions are ultimately going to kill this team in the end.
They look pretty fucking good right now. So, I mean, even with today's loss, you're a team that can go deep. Yeah. But
I've just seen this before. Like, that story is going to re-break in March.
That they're gonna one of the players is gonna shoot somebody?
No, hopefully not. No, it's just that golden thing. So
yeah, I think I said it on the future show. I think Florida can win the national championship with those guards and then all those bigs that they can throw in. So
yeah,
they're loaded. I mean, I was impressed with them even in a loss today. Good win, Kentucky. Like you said, it was a Kentucky spot. Florida wasn't going to run the table in this conference.
Yeah.
Moore says, "Who's the guy assisting murder for Florida?" 2 different kinds of off-court distractions, but
but they have a history of that with football.
Can be compared.
We ate shit with. I'm going to blame you a little bit. You convinced me to go in on Boston College. Convinced me to there's a reason why I don't bet Boston College normally. I have strict rules, and I broke one of them. My apologies to my strong clientele. My apologies.
I got cocky.
85-64. The Yellow Jackets put it on them. Your thoughts?
I got cocky because I beat you in that lock battle, BC versus Miami, and I go, the Magic's back with BC. Bad play. They never had a shot. Who was this Georgia Tech team? I mean, all of a sudden they're fucking making everything.
It was a lazy hire, in my opinion.
I know, but
that's like your athletic director is just it's just this guy, wait, he played in the NBA, he was good, let's hire him.
Yeah
We cashed on Ole Miss. Whoa, wrong drop. We cashed on Ole Miss 63-51. Out the gate, I was a bit concerned about this one, but the second half adjustments by Chris Beard. Georgia went 2 for 18 from 3. That is either defense or just an off night. I'm going to say it's defense. Your thoughts on a nice cash by us?
Yeah, good second half for Ole Miss. Like you said, they were down, but got it going. Went on that big run to start the second half. I like this Ole Miss team, just under Beard, and when you back Beard, at least you're going to get the most out of the team. So good win by Beard off a loss. They're 12-2, and I kind of like them going forward as well in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as Florida.
No. Yeah. They're not a contender to win it, but I think they could be in that 6 to 9 range, 6 to 10.
Yeah.
Solid.
Well, we had the Pussy Pack played today, and they lost by 18 against rival Wake Forest. What a great season last year was for the haters like myself, because you extended Keats, and now this is what you do. It was a perfect season. You didn't win a national championship because you're not capable of doing that. I know there's 83, but that was all phony. It was a 3 missed dunk bullshit. But those days are done. Your whole institution's a disappointment, and Wake Forest by 18. Your thoughts?
Did you lock this on the pregame show?
No.
I'm sorry. I locked it after the show. We had locked the first 3 games, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do a 4th straight. So I ended up after the show going in on Wake Forest, put it in my graphic. NC State sucks. Like,
they're horrible.
They don't have an identity. They just walk around.
You know what I was noticing today, Bieniek? And bring Bieniek into this conversation. I should probably save this for the football show. But SEC fans who are devastated in football because they're no longer the greatest conference. Everyone else is just as good. And well, that this is what I was about to say. There's parallels here you can see from football and basketball to me. I would compare the ACC to what the SEC in football was. Duke still lives off recruiting, right? Carolina, to a certain extent, lives off recruiting, and they're dinosaurs.
Yeah, they
don't
even
really
do that well this year.
Yeah, they don't really attack the portal that way. I was watching these games today. The SEC's card was fantastic today, but I'm sitting there like, Mark Sears, Ohio, Grant Nelson, North Dakota State, Walter Clayton Jr. everywhere. Even
Elijah Merton, FAU.
The entire Vanderbilt team, right?
Tennessee had a couple of transfers and
Dalton Connect last year. Like you're sitting
North
there.
Florida for Chenier.
That's what I'm saying. So like you're sitting there, and I'm like, they got really hip, bringing in talent, and that's exactly what happened in football with the other conferences. They stopped paying attention to recruiting as much.
I love how I combined Chaz Lanier's first and last name, and you knew exactly who I was mentioning. So that's funny. I said Chenier.
but you get my point though, right? It's like I think it's a perfect comparison of like, why is the SEC basketball all of a sudden risen? And I think it's exactly what the other conferences have done in football is take advantage of the portal. I did like a spreadsheet. I don't know if you guys caught me on the football show. I was talking about how like the top 10 players of each position, not many are in the SEC this year, right? In college football, if you did a top 10, now it's completely subjective, but I believe I'm right, or I'm close to right? Like, and I'm like, that's got to be a reason why they're not that good this year. As you look at it and you're like, for the past 20 years, you've been able to sit there and pinpoint, like if you did the top QBs, top running backs, top wide receivers, all the way down through every position, you're going to be like, wow, there's the SEC's dominant in those. Well, they're not as much anymore. And I feel like this is a perfect parallel in basketball to what the other conferences have done. And I couldn't help but watch the ACC today with NC State and with some of these other teams. You were like, why are you not utilizing the portal more? Like, what? You're a huge institution, like some of these teams, for whatever reason, maybe it is financial, I don't know, but they really dropped the ball. I mean, I know Miami was a portal team, but I'm just saying, like Duke. Why is Duke look good today? But they haven't been in fuck you mode for a few years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with Carolina.
Yeah, and to your Duke point, Duke is really the only one. I guess you could throw maybe Carolina, even though it is a little bit of a wine and cheese crowd. They're the only one in that league that like has that passion for these home court environments. Like the SEC football, I will give them credit. Like
Louisville has it.
I guess Louisville. I still got Kenny Payne in my mind and just that shit show. But like just the downfall of these crowds and just the environments has been head scratching. Just like, I mean, you watch the game, they're boring as fuck. There's nobody at these games unless Duke's playing.
Some of that, like to me, like adding in when they added in those teams, I know it was like 2 different years, right? Obviously, they added in Cal Stanford. I'm not talking about that. When they added Cal Stanford and SMU, I'm not talking about that. Those are just like they just needed to do that so the conference didn't collapse, right? Mm-hmm. But the earlier editions, they chose Boston College over UConn, which was fucking stupid because they cared about academics, right? Yeah, and Boston College been a sleepy ass crowd, even when they were rolling back in the day with Howard Isley and everything. And when I say rolling, what? Round of 32, maybe a Sweet 16. They added Pitt, and it took Pitt, a little while to get it going. Once what's his name left for TCU. But Miami is another one where it's just that was a football move. And I can't even blame them. I would have done that too. Anyone would have done that with Miami's history, been like, yeah, let's add them. But some of the other ones, they were kind of head scratchers, But
I'd even go like to counter it. Maybe one of the AC programs that's have better past 3 years is Clemson. Victor Locken, Cincinnati, Chauncey Wiggins, Boston College. Last year, the Syracuse guard that was money from free, Joe Girard. Jane Zachary as well is a transfer. NC State with DJ Burns, he came in from Winthrop.
Well, that's why I thought State would. I was surprised they didn't attack it more aggressively after a Final Four run.
Yeah,
like go out and get the best players. I just thought you got to cash your tickets when you make the Final Four. You got to ride that momentum.
Yeah, I don't know what the. I'm sorry, I didn't pick up what the grandiose point of your statement there was, but my point was that they're not using it like they're like the SEC in football. You look at Georgia, they don't have that many transfers, right? You look at certain teams are just that the game has changed and they're just focusing on recruiting. They're not thinking about the portal, as much. And I think that's why you see the SEC struggling the way they did this year in football. Yeah, I mean, it's a delicate balance because you can't be too portal heavy. Like, I already mentioned him once in their show, but Evan Miyakawa only did like a recap of the first month and a half of all these portal heavy teams, and there was like 3 of them that had like winning records with a quad win or something like that.
Well, I mean, that's to be expected early on.
Well, I mean, that's the also like delicate balance of the portal is you can't be too portal heavy,
I don't know. So I kind of think Alabama went to the Final Four last year. Miami went to the Final Four the year before. Those were like portal teams,
You got to get portal additions, and you got to get them. You got to find a way to keep them in your program for more than a year. Like I think you got to have you got to find a way to get strike on guys like you said, Mark Sears, who had been in the program a couple of years, or
they got the big man from Rutgers. They got Grant Nelson. Alabama. UConn.
I was just about to mention
Cam Spencer.
UConn. Yeah. It's just a delicate balance.
Diala.
You gotta fill in holes. You just gotta be able to pick out 1 or 2 from the portal each year. But the recruiting, I still think, is like the core of your program. You still gotta build that foundation through the recruiting.
I don't know, man. I think nowadays, like you're just, to me, you want the oldest team possible. So to me, I almost think recruiting, like Dion said, like your freshmen that you recruit aren't going to be there in a year. So why go into
Depends
that?
on the program status and what you're paying them. That could
True,
change
but
the
also,
design pretty easily.
yeah, well, it could be playing time too. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? Like, but I would try to get the oldest. If you put me in charge of any football or basketball team, I would be trying to be old. I think that's kind of the key.
Experience
to this.
wins. In any college sport, experience wins. I'm not saying you're wrong there. I just think too many new pieces from the portal is also not the greatest recipe either.
I don't know. I think you can win right away. It just you get, it depends on the coach too. I mean, if you're a good coach, I think you can win right away for the most part. Anyway, Dayton, they didn't win right away when they went to DC to take on the Colonials. Woo!
Beat down.
20-point loss to the Colonials. Where did this come from?
It was a little bit dressed up, I will say that. But they were the better team. They led the entire way. But it was like a 4-point game with like 5 or 6 minutes left. But good win by Caputo.
They were up like 16 at half. I wouldn't say it was too dressed up.
Yeah. Well, it was a 4-point game with 5 minutes. They finished the game with like a 16-0 run. I wouldn't say it was a 20-point game. But hey, good win for G-Dub.
Yeah. Of course, the time that you wanted me to potentially bet Hofstra, I didn't, and Hofstra held Northeastern to 37 points. Fuck you, Hofstra. This is the Hofstra I was expecting.
Yeah.
They bother me. We also ate shit on UMass because Richmond drilled them. How about Mooney, man? How about Mooney?
Dude, I thought UMass was going to win by 30.
I love this spot. This was a good spot, I thought, but apparently not.
They did the same shit that they fucking have been doing where they go up 25-10 and then they can't make a shot the rest of the game. Good win, Mooney, though. Like you said, Spiders 2 in a row.
Yeah. What's up, Bieniek?
I'm nervous. Can I mention this? What's UMass going to do as they enter a new conference? They're going into the MAC next year.
I think that's a blessing
here.
They should win it.
I think they can win that.
Are they going to feel the need? Like a lot of teams that have made conference switches, they've changed coaches. Is that a worry?
I mean, you're not going to get a Final Four coach.
If they continue to struggle, I know if they continue to struggle, is there any pressure there at all?
No. He's got a contract extension in the offseason.
And they just hired a football coach right now. Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there, like, because they are making a conference switch.
0%.
I think the conference switch helps them. A lot of, it was fun. Like UMass, I think UMass football and UMass basketball are going to be much better. I know that like they've been in the A10 for a long time, and I understand the sentiment with that because you'd like them to stay in the A10. But I think
Mac has talked about this in the past. He doesn't like the conference move, but he thinks that they'll be good in the MAC.
Yeah.
It's like if Northern Illinois enters the Summit or the Horizon, which they're talking about for basketball.
NIU for that shit, dude.
I like that move for football.
That's so bullshit, dude.
For football, I like it.
The MAC was like all that was right with college sports. Fuck the Huskies.
No, look, they weren't in the MAC that long historically. So them and they've been a great program. There's a ceiling on it. The MAC, like as much as I respect the MAC, there's a ceiling on it. Right. And if for a team that invests more in football than a lot of other MAC schools, I think it kind of makes sense saying we've done what we can do here. We beat a Power 5 team multiple times, almost every year, I feel like. And, but I wish basketball would have went too, but they don't focus enough on their basketball. But I do think if they join the Horizon, they have a much better shot at making the NCAA tournament than they do in the MAC. So in that regard,
that would be a step down. I mean, they probably are one of the better programs, but I have no idea.
Oh, I don't think they're going to be a lock to make. I think UMass will be way more successful in the MAC than Northern Illinois if they go to the Horizon or the Summit. I still think they need to be a lot better. But I'm just saying it's an easier run. Like when I think of Kent State, Akron, Ohio, Miami, Ohio, Now UMass. I'm like, dude, they're way down the fucking totem pole over there. So, it might make a little bit more sense to ignite your fan base. And then you never know. Like if you do start winning the Horizon or the Summit, wherever they end up, then maybe you could get the Mountain West.
Can I throw a pitch in?
What's that?
I want them in the Ohio Valley. That way we can have Western and
I do
Eastern
like that.
Illinois.
Oh, the Illinois.
Northern Illinois. Yeah.
I would love a conference with Eastern, Western, Southern. Like if they had all four, it'd be fantastic. But
No, OVC seems to be falling apart. It's not going to happen. But NIU to OVC, make it happen.
Yeah. Danny Dumbshit saying NIU left the MAC for the Big West in the 80s and came back. Yeah, I mean, look, they're always going to be able to come back to the MAC because the MAC will want a team with the Chicago market. They had that, so it's not like, I think, why not test the water, see if you can be rich? You can always come back.
Chicago, you come on back. Come on back to D1.
There we go. Stony Brook, you brought me into this shit too. You pile of shit. I was not gonna.
Bullshit ass fucking loss. Did you watch this?
No, I did not, because I hate William and Mary. And look, I
winning most of the game. Fuck William and Mary, man. This is bullshit.
What happened here down the stretch? What did I miss?
Stony Brook imploded. Then they just kept fouling. They kept fouling. What did they lose by in the end? 9, 8, and they
7.
Yeah, of course they did. I think they made a layup at the buzzer. It's like, really, you can't take a 3 for a push? Fuck that. Yeah. That was bullshit. That was actually one of the games that pissed me off the most today.
Yeah. I just looked at it and I was like, I actually forgot that I had bet it. That's why. That's why I didn't have it on the TVs. And then I'm like, I refreshed my account and I'm like, I'm negative in this. What? And I'm like, I look back and I'm like, Stony Brook, what the fuck, man? These fucking Seawolves. I'm glad I backed away off this on the money line, because if I would have bet this, I would have played it on the money line.
The ball.
Notre Dame giving up a 4-point play like it was the 99 Knicks. Brutal, man. This Notre Dame should have won this game.
Burton got fouled.
I thought so too. I thought you could have blown that whistle. This game, now it's still cash, but I would have played the money line instead of actually taking the points.
Yep.
So I'm so glad I didn't.
I'm back all the way in on Notre Dame, by the way. I like them with Burton.
We got Burton back.
I think they are. I think they're a top 7 team in the ACC with Burton. I truly believe that. After seeing them today, I think that's the case.
Top 7 in the ACC, like 8 through fucking 18, it's a total dumpster fire.
That's
all right, folks.
Why I think the top 6 is probably clear, but they're right there at 7.
It's fair enough. I get your point. I had to take a jab at you because the ACC bottom half is so fucking bad.
Yeah. Folks, want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by, us. Yes, we are part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and the NFL playoffs are here. We're going to announce it just like you got to declare an onside kick. Look, make sure you tune into the Sports Gambling Podcast for all the NFL picks and props. We're also brought to you by DraftKings. Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs, and you can score by betting them over at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick, I should say. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code SGP. Once again, that's code SGP for new customers to get $200 bonus. All right, get on over there. $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. Remember, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 age plus varies, and eligibility by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Whew. That's a read. All right, we're back. Cashed here. I expect a Christmas card next year, Mac. Toledo 76, Western Michigan 70.
Good hit.
I mean, they tried to fly this one past me. I caught it. Still closer than I kind of thought it would be, but Toledo gets that Western Michigan. Your program's complete ass. Yeah, your thoughts? I did watch this.
I did too. It was like the last 4 minutes of the game of all time. I'm like, can this fucking game end already?
Yeah. I will thank you from talking me off potentially betting DePaul because they lost by 1,000 to Villanova. Villanova's rollers. Villanova are they gonna win the Big East?
Dude, they're fucking. What's their record? What's the last time they lost?
They've won. I think no, they lost one in there. I think they've won like 7 of 8.
Okay, so they
8
lost
of 9.
Creighton by 6.
Yeah.
Since the Maryland, actually, really since like the first 5 games, they've been pretty damn good. They got UConn coming to town this week, man. They win that. I think we start talking about them being maybe
Neptune
in consideration.
Neptune just when he thought he was out, they pull him back in.
Yeah.
And then shout out to your Mountaineers. Holy shit. The first 3, I could barely sit down. I went from recording in this very chair to go sitting on a couch out there. By the time I sat down, I think it was 20-2, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
Bad play by taking Oklahoma State, and dude, I'm starting to buy in on your Mountaineers being a serious threat in this conference.
I'm getting TJ Otzelberger vibes early with Darren DeVries. I mean, they have 7 players right now. He doesn't have his son, who's supposed to be the best player. Yes, Javon Small's awesome. But in my opinion, the roster is not very good. They just got a bunch of guys that are buying in. They defend, and I'm super. I mean, I thought this was a bad spot today. I'm like,
ultimate letdown spot. I thought too, and I was like, there's no way they're going to get it. So, wow, I didn't think they could win by 19 against Oklahoma State.
No, neither did I. But hey, man, they're bought in, and they're fun to watch. So I'm pulling for them.
Yeah, I didn't play anything on this game because I did think it was an ultimate letdown spot with you. But I also, I was like, Javon Small revenge game, who knows? And he did not allow this to be a sleepwalk spot for the Mountaineers here. I told this to Mag pre-show. Like, I had some reservations about DeVries because, in my opinion, his best years were with Tucker.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they'll probably be okay year one, but what does the DeVries era look like without Tucker on the team? Well, the last couple of games, DeVries has been hurt, and they've looked just as good. And Javon Small is one of the top players in the country. He's playing like it right now. Yeah.
Jesus.
I kind of have a lot more faith in DeVries than I did preseason. So good stuff.
That tree, the Dana Altman, Greg McDermott kind of tree, is underrated in my opinion. From like a coaching tree, I mean, Lutz is on that tree. Who he went against. Him and Lutz were assistants at Creighton once upon a time. So I think anytime you can get one of those guys from the Matt Painter tree, the Dana Altman tree, it usually works out pretty well. DeVries, I mean, those guys are defending their asses off right now. I
thought it would take a year. I'm very impressed right now.
Especially without his son. I mean, that was the only reason I was like, all right, they can be competitive, maybe be a bubble team with Tucker. Tucker's not even there, and they want to get the fog. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
Let's go. Ever since Rich Rod got the job, everything's been going up and up.
That's what I'm saying. Is that McAfee or what? What is that?
You better watch out. We're gonna fucking win national championships. Let's go.
I think it's a brand new day and age of football. We're back to where it was, back in the day. But now we have a playoff, so anything's possible. But
it definitely helps too after McAfee pledged to not buy season tickets ever again for the Colts. So he's all in on the Mountaineers.
Oh, he's all in.
Yeah.
All in.
You couldn't give me fucking Colts season tickets at the fucking Lucas Oil bullshit. Queens. I picked this correctly, just didn't bet it. They stuck it to the FGC. Queens at home. They could play, man.
For whatever reason, Colby, I thought they were a 3-point favorite. And then I looked this morning, they were a 3-point dog. I would have locked that last night if I knew they were.
Lee, what the fuck was this guy's name? It's, do you have the box score in front of you right by chance? They had a dude go off today for them. I'm drawing a blank on his last name. It's like Italian or something. Like it's
Leo Colomario.
Yes. He lit it up today. Yeah. Chop kicks. I'm sorry. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about if you think Lucas Oil is a top 5 stadium in the NFL. Top 5 worst stadium in the NFL.
It might be a top 5 dome.
Yeah, if you want to do that, but there's still some seats where you all you get is a column in front of your fucking face. But no, get the fuck out of here with that. And last time I argued with someone, they sent me a list. They sent me a published list, top 10 best stadiums from like the Wall Street Journal. I'm like, if you're going to the Wall Street Journal for your fucking sports,
this sent Colby down a rabbit hole of then pulling up the poster card pictures for each NFL stadium and naming them after superstores. So you don't want to go there with Colby.
Oh yeah.
Flag on the play on this comment. No.
Yeah. All of it is shit. Yeah. Not comparable. Number 1 is Lambeau. Number 2 is Arrowhead. Number 3 is Soldier. All right. I know they'll say Soldier's a dump. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's idiots talking. Right. 4 is probably Heinz. One of the better new ones. 5 is the Seahawks. Actually, I think 4 would be the Seahawks and 5 would be Heinz. I like the Seahawks.
I got the greatest stadium of all time behind me now.
Colby, are you going to give Mac a reaction?
I love the RFK thing. Let's go. I mean, that was my first NFL experience right there. That in Memorial Stadium there. Yeah, dude, RFK, but they're gonna make it a dome, dude. They're gonna make it shitty.
Don't talk.
They're gonna make it shitty. Yeah.
It's a bad boy. There it is.
I'll take FedEx over Lucas Oil, even though it's FedEx is a fucking horrible experience.
Horrible.
But it's still like Lucas Oil is like going to the goddamn shopping mall, dude. Same with Ford Field. Same with the worst. The worst is that bullshit in Arizona. Cardinal Stadium looks like a toaster oven. State Farm, I think it is.
Glendale.
Yeah, it's a true piece of shit. That's I think the worst in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a shithole. That was where my Final Four was. What's the name?
I think it's called State Farm, right? I could be wrong, but yeah. Anyway,
that shows how much I loved it. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, they're all the same. NFL stadiums are all soulless, with the exception of Lambeau, Arrowhead, and Soldier. Really? I mean, maybe you throw Heinz, maybe you throw Lumen or whatever the fuck the Seahawks stadium is now. The rest, to me, you can hit Control Alt Delete on those things. They're all soulless. Don't worry though. I'm sure their owners will get you to pay. Will get you to pay for a new stadium in the next 20 years, right? Because they need it, right? They need it, right? Right, Bieniek. That's what's great is if you look at a lot of the articles about like the Rose Bowl or like Michigan, the Big House or the Horseshoe will all be number 1 or like in the top 10. And they've been around for like more than 100 years. There's a reason why you invest into your stadium. Don't fall for that NFL owner bullshit of them counting on your city to buy you a new one and build you a new one. It's all horseshit. You should just invest into your stadiums. Anyway.
Yeah. And John Khalife talking about Heinz Field. That's my number 1. Doesn't have to do with me spending 3 years in college.
Heinz is a good one.
Yeah, Heinz top 5. Heinz top 5.
If they could just get rid of that garbage that plays on Saturday, it'd be really good.
Did you see Penn State blow off the press box today of their stadium?
I
Oh,
did.
yeah, I saw that.
I did.
That was great.
I'm fearful that they're going to fuck up their stadium.
I'm all for demolition videos. Like I hate like if you're taking down the stadium, but just something about a demolition video. It's just it's just the smoke and how they do it. I'm fascinated. But
me and Matty Ice are on the same level here, and I root for the Jets in the AFC. Well, I used to. Them at Shea is where you should play. Them at Shea is where the Jets should play.
Hey, at least MetLife is outside, though. I don't like MetLife either.
True.
Though.
I've been there, and it's still just like a corporate. It's by default. It's by default in like the top 10, just because the NFL stadiums are all dog shit. But
it looks like a dome that isn't a dome.
How can you have so many bad stadiums? It's not the league I once loved. I'll put it like that. Anyway, shout out to Queens. That was my analysis on Queens breakdown. Vermont. The system is back in play.
Good.
Let's go. Love it. Love it. 20-point win against New Hampshire. Hold them to 40 points. Yeah. I had this game on. It was this first half was a little close. Then they opened that thing up. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it opened at what, like 8 or 9, closed at like 13, and it's just like every Vermont game in this league. Just take it at the opener. If you're gonna win 60 to 70% of your games. Vermont's a system in that league.
Yeah, I know there is no more Shea. I'm well aware. And I'm with Stan in the chat. We need NFL to go back and play it on the diamonds. Look, you can't tell the story of football without 100 years on a baseball field. I think they should play one game a year at a classic baseball stadium, at least, instead of some bullshit in Berlin. We're gonna grow the game. Go to Brazil. Tell me who gives a fuck about the NFL? No one. Milwaukee, Detroit. I tried to take you to the hospital.
Fucking miss.
I tried to take you to the hospital. I told you there's IVs, there's drugs. All right. It's a good time. You're still afraid. Still afraid. And I'll be
free throw shooter misses one way short. He was on the take. I'm convinced.
Dude. Detroit had this at like a 3-point. I watched this whole fucking game. Detroit was the right side.
That was a fishy goaltending call. I'll say that.
What was the biggest lead in this game for yeah, that's what I'm saying. This was the right, and this thing closed at 9.5, I believe. So when are you going to join when are you going to come through the hospital? It's waiting for you.
I took him against Youngstown last week.
Yeah, but they don't have, that was just the emergency room. You got to go for a stay. You know what I mean?
That and Dan's Rants wants you to rank West Virginia. What's going on here, man?
They should be ranked. If they're not ranked, that's a travesty. They're 13-2 and they've beaten Kansas, Gonzaga, and Arizona. It's pretty good resume.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Did you? I didn't go in on this. Did you go in? Did you go in?
Yes,
on Gottlieb?
Yes, dude. And this was a bullshit. This is a phony ass cover by NKU.
Did Roy play?
I honestly did not watch much of it. I just was score watching, and it was a 5-point game. Shit, Green Bay had a lead for a lot of it. It fucking just sold at the end. How much did they lose by? 18.
I mean,
did you guys see that Gottlieb clip?
No, Roy did not play. Yeah, Roy. I figured we would have saw a notification if Roy played.
Yeah. Well, it said game time decision. Guess that's going to be the rest of the year.
Did you guys see that Gottlieb clip that made it on social media today?
No.
What do you do now?
Just it was weird timing from his part, but he kicked a scores table, like the electronic and advertisements or whatever. He kicked it and it like buzzed or whatever. They were on offense. They ran some motion And somebody must have been late or something because like they hadn't even initiated the play. And he turns around and throws a fit and kicks the scores table. It was great.
I threw it on for a little bit, and my old man goes, "Is that Doug Gottlieb?" I go, "Yeah, he's the head coach of Green Bay." And it was on one of the 4 screens, and he goes, "They should basketball coaches wear hats because he is balding like crazy right now. He looked like shit today.
I'm sure he's stressed out with this performance on a 12-game losing streak.
Oh my God, he looked like ass today. He looked like he'd been at the bar all night and pulled an all-night bender. His hair was everywhere. I was like, good Lord, Gottlieb, take a shower.
Yeah. More tough times for the Phoenix. Folks, want to tell you the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Pick'em. Or Underdog Fantasy, and Underdog Fantasy has Underdog Pick'em, and it has one of the biggest menus for all the sports. Underdog's always making it easier to win with profit boosting. Give me Pick'ems. Underdog's playoff best ball is now live. The Gauntlet tournament has $2 million in prizes up for grabs for just $25 as an entry. They got college hoops, they got college football, they got everything else: NFL, NBA, NASCAR, MMA, and much more. You can now use specials and boost on all flex entries as well. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with that promo code TCE SGPN and claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner, Rhythm, is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, props. You can copy one of the top-performing models from the leaderboard to probably make some cash, or you can build your own like I like to do, and Rhythm will adjust around what you like. They got college hoops, they got college football, they got NFL, NBA, they got it all over at Rhythm. You can now track your props in the Rhythm app as well. So claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. And what was that? I forget. I didn't bet this game. I believe Miami, Ohio covered against Buffalo, but I can't recall. I think it was like 12.5, right? So they did cover. Buffalo's fucking horrible. Picked Miami, Ohio. So I hope anyone followed my pick and bet it. I didn't, but yeah, that happened. Chattanooga won by 13 against the Citadel. Please stop me if you bet this, because they covered by 0.5 point, I believe.
No bet.
We ate shit on Arkansas. Big pile of shit. Arkansas was 6 of 29 from 3. Also 6 of 13 from the free throw line. Nothing like shooting 6% from the free throw line. No. And they suck. Your thoughts on a depleted Tennessee team getting it done there? Yeah.
Just completely punked him. If we had known that Calipari was going to be at the Chicago Bulls game tonight, I probably would have backed off this, because clearly his headspace was not all in on the game today. But yeah, I mean, they kind of look like Kentucky last year, but they don't have Reed Shepherd and Dillingham. So I don't know where they go for offense consistently. This is going to be a team that I think struggles to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. First round loss. Yeah. Good luck, man. That once again, they're the dinosaur though.
They are the dinosaur.
Yeah. I mean, I know they brought in some Kentucky guys, but they're all Calipari recruits.
And his staff's the exact same. And I watched him today, and he doesn't coach at all. He just yells at the ref the entire time and just does crazy animated shit. And everything just looks like it's for a show and not winning basketball games, in my opinion. Yeah. But it's been that way for how many years now? 5-6 years plus. Yeah.
He's a millionaire.
Do you want to mention that post-game clip too and clarify what he was talking about? Because I know I misunderstood it, and maybe some others did too.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. Yeah, I know everybody's piling on because he mentioned that he didn't know if the next time they'll take their shoot around. So the home team usually gets a shoot around. It's basically an hour of practice. Get moving, run through their sets, get some shots up, get out, eat pregame meal, get ready for the game. The road team usually has to go like 6 or 7 hours before the game because that's when the gym's available. So, I mean, their shoot-around time probably was, 7 or 8 a.m., and they elected not to do it. That's not a uncommon thing for visiting teams because nobody really wants to get up at 7 or 8 in the morning. They'd rather just go to breakfast, get on the bus, go play. But he said they were sluggish. A lot of teams elect to take their shoot-around time early in the morning for that reason. So that's what Calipari was talking about with that segment in the press conference after.
I like that breakdown. App State stuck it to Texas State. I picked this game incorrectly, no bet, but shout out to the folks in Boone getting it done. I kind of flirted with the idea of betting Coastal Carolina. We didn't. Remember last night I was saying, should we bet this? Coastal wins by 19 against ULM, so probably should have. Charleston Towson got this one correct as far as a pick, I believe, because they were laying, I think, 7.5. They won by 8. And I'm so pissed off at this one, man. I didn't bet this, and I even gave this away. I said Ball State in the points, sprinkle the money. I was even saying they could win the game outright. They fucking win by 8 against Kent State. I need to listen to Inner Dundee more because I felt good about this and I backed away because you know what it is? It's the Saturday. If this was on a Tuesday, I'm betting this game. But on Saturday, you have so much action. You have so much action that you're just like, man, I'm betting too much. I'm betting too much. God, that's annoying to me. I picked it correctly, just didn't hit this thing. And I even thought the money line was live. There's no worse feeling than when you think the money line is live on a double-digit dog, and they don't. And you don't play it. You don't even play anything. I didn't even take the points. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I got this wrong. I actually laid it with Kent State just because I like Center off in that program. But great win for Mike Lewis and Ball State.
Horrible play by me, and I think you tailed me on this by South Carolina, Mississippi State. Let's have this conversation.
This never a game.
Let's have this conversation. This is Chris Jan's best team he's ever had. Ever. Like they can 100%. Score the ball way better than a Chris. I've been a big fan of Jan's for a long time. Like it makes me think. This is my TCU of this year, Bieniek. This is my TCU of this year. I think Mississippi State can go deep in March. Now, I said this about TCU the past 2 years, and I ate a pile of shit. I believe they can. I really believe now. Matchups, who knows? You know what bracket? What I can't say with certainty, but when I watch this team. The more I watch them, the more I'm sold on them being super fucking legit. Your thoughts, Mac?
Ironically, you make the TCU comparison. Him and like Jamie Dixon, although styles different, like Jans is a more fiery, fuck you, get in your face kind of guy. Jamie's more of a kind of finesse Cali guy. Their results are kind of the same. They find a way to get the most out of their teams, and they just have not had the March success that has I guess brought light on how good of coach they've been. So yeah, I'm with you. I think Mississippi State could get to a second weekend and maybe even a Final Four with this defense. They could score the ball.
It all matters the bracket and everything, but I just think this is a pretty fucking complete team. The way they play defense, the way that they're just way better on offense. Bieniek, your thoughts?
Yeah, and they've got a bona fide superstar in Hubbard. That helps too. So
yeah.
It's the most talented team he's had. They remind me a lot of Iowa State. When they get to March, they just can't have a dud because both programs have dropped goose eggs in NCAA tournament games lately under these new regimes. If you make your shots, you're gonna play fucking bulldog defense and lock the other team down. But are you going to be able to score 55 and win the game on that one night that matters? Can you win 6 of those games in a row? In Mississippi State standards, maybe can you win 2 of them in a row? Get to a second weekend. Can you win 4 of them in a row? Get to a Final Four. I don't know if they can do that, but I mean, they are the most talented team he's had in his coaching career.
Hey, easy on the Iowa State hate. They've made 2 out of 3 Sweet 16s.
And Chris Jansen's 1-0 against Dan Hurley in the NCAA tournament. I'll give you. I didn't bet this game, but I'm going to give you guys a ton of credit. You and Clark, I think we're all over this one. And same with Terrell. Houston just stuck it to BYU by 31. Whew. I was terrified. I didn't think Houston could score past like 60. So I was like, okay, I'm taking BYU. I mean, I didn't bet it, but I'm saying give me BYU plus what it was, a 10. Wow. Okay, maybe Houston's better than I think they are.
I never think that we said that they weren't good.
No, I never thought that they were bad. I just thought like this is the worst Kelvin Sampson team in like 5 years.
Yeah, which I mean, like you said, it's saying something when we're saying that because they've been in the Elite 8 or Sweet 16 or Final Four. The only knock on them, we need to see them in some close games to see if they can finish. I mean, their culture. I mean, I knew this game was over the first possession of the game when BYU got a shot clock violation and the shot got blocked from the corner out of bounds. It's like, oh, BYU's cooked. I know these athletes are flying everywhere. BYU wants no part of this physicality today.
Shout out to Home One. Put some respect on TCE, my boys. They've won me $8K since November. There we go. Yeah. Normally it's not how it works. When you win money, you don't get as many people saying your guys are fucking great. You normally just get the other side of that saying, you pile of shit, you gap tooth, pale face pile of shit. And I'll be honest, kind of love it. Sometimes I show my wife, I'm just like, look at this, look at these comments. And then I would just sit there laughing.
Yeah.
And it's just like, look at this guy. He's calling me a fucking moron. Or it's like this next guy's like, I lost 10K or 4K or on your goddamn Long Island pick. I'm like, okay. It's your money.
Yeah.
Bet wiser then. All right. Anyway, where are we at here? We're still like 5 games in. Oh, I made a bundle of cash on this. Drexel minus the points against A&T. This North Carolina A&T bullshit out of here. Let's go. Sorry, Terrell. It was all over Drexel. Davidson, I believe, covered by a 0.5 point against Duquesne. Didn't bet it. We lost on Gardner Webb, but man.
Oh, fucking bullshit.
Man. This was a tough one. They win. We were right. We were spot on there at the Paul Porter Arena. But yeah, unbelievable that we lost that game. But anyway, Bryant drilled Maine by 36.
The Bryant experience.
Yeah. Bryant, when they're on, they're fucking on, man.
Good luck figuring out which Bryant you're going to get, everybody.
And then this was a horrible play by me. What if I told you Loyola Chicago had a halftime lead? I still feel all right because of their history at home, but like, and I know that they can go through gigantic scoring droughts. Like that's something, even when Porter Moser was there, they did that. Yeah. Bad play. Bad play.
How do you have a halftime lead and lose by 20 plus? Like that's like almost impossible.
Dude, even at like the 7-minute mark, I feel like it was like a 5-point lead by VCU or a 7-point lead, something like that. So I was like, we're still in this. We're in this. Unbelievable. So we both ate shit there. Lipscomb drilled North Florida. Whew.
I'm glad I backed off this.
Yeah. We didn't bet this, but we like North Florida. Yeah. Shout out to Christopher giving us $10. Appreciate you. No. How about this Miami Virginia Tech game? Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
He had a 4-point lead with like 20 seconds left.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. This is actually, for it being a horrible game, no one was at the stadium. It actually delivered.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about this ACC thing. If I may, I want the ACC to stay intact. If I may, like I talk a lot of shit about NC State, the pussy pack, but they actually do have good fans, right? Like they show up to their stadium. Virginia Tech, when it's going, that thing packs out, man.
Yeah. Yep.
So like, well, I make fun of BC and Miami. But I feel like they still have like Georgia Tech when that thing's rolling, they can be a power. We've seen this before.
Yep.
In basketball, I'm saying, obviously football too, but that's the part that I think is frustrating when you see, for the ACC fans like NC Nick or something. I'm like, you know, the potential's still there. So you lost Maryland. Okay. I mean, Maryland was a great program for their basketball conference, but like when you really think about it, you're like, you still have the same shit that was once magical here. You still have Virginia, you still have North Carolina, still have NC State, still have Wake, still have Duke, still have Clemson. You added Louisville, you added Syracuse. The potential for a great basketball conference is still there.
They got to get these coaching hires right.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And yeah, I shit on I'd take my jabs at the ACC. I've backed off just because I know the propaganda for the SEC. I'm like, all right, ACC, we need you to pull your head out of your ass and pull your weight a little bit now. Those games are boring. Like you said, there's nobody at these fucking games.
Yeah.
Like you put on one of those games, I want to take a fucking nap watching this.
Some of that is lazy hires though. Some of that is lazy hires. Like I can't help but think, like, I still think like the right guy at BC can bring in the fans, right? I think Syracuse should be a power. I think Louisville should be a power. Louisville fans are good no matter what, I feel like. But
Miami with the right guy.
Miami fans are always going to be weak though. That shit's like, it's like LA. Randy Cross from the 49ers was on our show, and I don't know if it was actually recorded on the show or after we were just talking. We have him on every year. Randy's a great guy. Won a bunch of Super Bowls with the Niners, and he went to UCLA, and he always explains it so great. He's like, he grew up in LA. His dad was like an actor, and he's like, LA used to be like a normal city for people, like normal, like people from California. And he's like, the world got smaller, and he's like, all these fucking, like, he's like, there's so many different, nationalities, and you get so many Europeans there in LA or in I think the same could be said for Miami. So I do think it kind of destroys your fan base in a way. Like what you go back and watch like a UCLA game 30 years ago, and that shit was like the hottest ticket in town. And I'm even saying football. Like go back in the 80s and watch a football game at UCLA or early 90s. That shit was like a big deal. And you look at now and it's like they got tarps for a reason, not to promote UCLA. They can't fill that fucking thing up. Nope. So I think Miami has that same problem. Their cities are like international cities. And when you do that, you get people that don't care. They don't even know, like your average international person doesn't understand college basketball or college football. So like they're thinking, oh, the best is the NBA and the NFL. I think that's going to be a problem for Miami forever. Until I don't know, but yeah, they got to get the hires right too, though. You could still win there. It's Miami. It's easy to sell. Bieniek?
Check out the video that Mac did, TC trim on it during the Christmas break of the Miami thing. And also shout out to Tommy B saying that they have the college experience on the big screen at the bar right
What's the name of the bar? I'll plug it, brother. Shout out to Tommy B. I know he's told us this before. It's just we drink all the time, dude.
It's CTE.
Yeah,
we're retarded 100%. On the show. Have you not?
Me and Terrell were debating this morning. I was saying that Sister Jean's like 104. I have no desire of being that old.
No way.
Right? I think he was kind of subtly arguing with me. And I'm like, see, this is the problem with the world is like, you're in your prime right now. I even think like 70s. I'm like, I don't know how much I'm going to like this planet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
give me, let me just, as much as I can in these power years, let me sign off quietly. I don't want 104. Anytime you got to move permanently to the wheelchair, and I'm not talking about when you're young. I'm not trying to come at people that are in the wheelchair, but I'm saying like when you're old, right? When you're fucking really old and you can't see for shit, you're taking 47 pills a day. I think cash my chips in, man. Cash my chips in. All right. So just so you guys know, if I'm on the case my son hates. In case my son hates me, unplug me. All right, don't keep me sitting there, dude. You know what I mean? Someone put some shit in my IV, like one of these Forensic Files episodes. All right, let's go. St. Bonaventure, Fordham. We bet Fordham. We're terrible.
Bonnie's ever going to lose a fucking game.
Dude, Fordham sucks, dude. This is third strike for me on Fordham.
Hey, that place was packed too.
Their fans will show up. Their fans will show up.
There were some Bonnies. There were some Bonnie fans in there, though.
I'm out on this team. I'm out on this team, dude. I'm not picking them the rest of the year unless the line is insane.
What happened to fading the Bonnies on the road, man? They're fucking winning everywhere now.
We'll see when they go to better locations. I mean, I know the fans showed up for Fordham, but that team is ass. Butler, though, a lot of people. This is a sharp play by us, if I may. I feel like everyone loves St. John's. Butler gets it done.
You always had the worst beat of the season.
Very close to having the worst beat of the season. Yeah, I mean, Butler's never going to win another game, but they're going to cover a lot. What is this? 8 straight losses? 7 straight losses? Something like that?
Yeah,
unbelievable.
They were 7-1.
Unfucking believable. Shout out to Mojo. Colby, you'll be spry and ready to fire at 80, boss. Appreciate you. I am going to get those stem cell injections, though. Firmly believe in that. You know what I mean? You're not gonna touch these? Fuck it, dude. Jim McMahon, my boy Jim McMahon, who's been on our show a couple times. He goes down to Medellin in Colombia, and he gets these stem cell injections to help with the with his neck, and he CTE shit, which he says is not from football. He believes it's from the opioids they gave him. But he's big into the stem cell shit, man. And I am too, even though I've never done it. I heard Mel Gibson talk about this on Rogan too.
I'm
on board with the thought of it. I'm on board with the thought of it of like, hey, you could just boom and it cuts your age in half. I was like, wow, that's fucking insane. I played a little bit of basketball with my family the other day, like extended family. And I was like, God, it's fucking embarrassing. I didn't think I'd be this horrible. When you're growing up and playing basketball, you're like, and I'm like, I should never step on this court ever again. So give me the stem cells. Give me the stem cells. All right. There we go. Sneaky Castro. Let's go. Let's get these things, man. I'm getting those things, man. Fuck. It's not talked about enough. All right. All this regulation here in America. Fucking things up. All right. Got all your cocaine's cut with fentanyl. UCLA, nice play. I didn't take this, but you took Nebraska. Yeah. You tried to bring me into it. Nebraska 66, UCLA 58.
That place was juice. They were juiced up to get a shot at old UCLA here. So what are they? 12-2, 2-1 in Big Ten play. Noah, you are a Big Ten guy. Where do you put Nebraska in the pecking order in the Big Ten?
Oh, you're asking the wrong guy. Preseason, I was higher than anybody on these Cornhuskers. Okay, I had them top 6. I think I had them 6th. And
I sense a dose of shit talk.
I'm still high on them. They did get drilled at Sparty, so that kind of maybe took them out of title contention. They're gonna go on the road and they're gonna lose to some of these top teams in the Big Ten like that. But I think they're gonna take care of business a lot against the bottom half of the conference here, and they're gonna win some home games because this arena, when it's going like that, it's tough to go in there. And this was one of my favorite plays of the day. So Cornhuskers getting across the finish line there.
Go Big Red. There we go.
We need to start at, like, I know we take Nebraska a lot at home, but like we need to start adding this into our arenas where it's like, I ain't going against that arena. That place under Hoiberg has been jumping now for a couple of years.
They used to have this.
It was a little lully. It was a little lully. Not always lit every single night, but Hoiberg's got that place rocking again.
Yeah. Kudos to you, Mac. You brought me in on this. Iowa State drills Baylor. I was gonna pick Iowa State. I just wasn't gonna bet on it, and you sold me on the bet. 19-point win for the Clones. Speaking of Fred Hoiberg, yeah. Your thoughts, Mac?
I know they lost to Auburn on a neutral floor, blew a 15-point lead or whatever. In my opinion, Iowa State's the best and most complete team in the country. I just think that their ability to score the ball now, with Gilbert and Jones, like, and you pair that with that defense, like, their ceiling is as high as ever, man. Love this team. Can't say enough good things. Hilton Magic, baby.
Yeah.
For me, this was another one of my bigger plays today on Iowa State. It was more of a fade on Baylor. I feel like in every big game they've just come up short. They had a great win against St. John's in overtime game that I thought they should have lost in regulation, and they were getting blown out of the water in the first 10 minutes. Baylor starts slow. They lack a little bit of depth. They struggle defensively. To me, this was more of they're not going into Hilton and keeping this one close. So that's just my take on Baylor, I guess.
Yeah, good take there. FIU drilled Western Kentucky. We picked FIU, but man, that was like a 7-point dog or 8-point dog.
That was never a game.
Circle of trust. I bet Evansville against Indiana State. I was getting 3.5 points. They lost by 4. This was not on the show last night. This is only Swift if you get our app, SGPN app, download it for free. God.
Dude, they were winning a majority of the
This
game.
was fucking brutal, man.
Fucker made 2 free throws. Unlike Gardner-Webb, the fucker made 2 free throws and win by 4. I saw the ending of this. Fucking phony game. Central
Arkansas covered against Bellarmine.
Dude, Bellarmine fucking collapsed.
Who?
Bellarmine. They went back to Bellarmine today. They fucking choked that game away. They fucking were winning that whole game.
Our double lock of UAB, which was one of my top 5 plays of the night against Tulsa, 32-point win. Let's go.
It felt like 70.
Yeah. My only problem is I don't want to talk too much shit here because this is where I kind of, I did all right, but the next 2 games we ate a big steaming pile of shit on. But UAB cash for us. We ate shit on North Dakota State as Omaha goes into Fargo and wins by 5. What? This was fascinating to me. I did not think this was possible to win outright. No, unbelievable. Your thoughts?
Did you see the video after the game with the coach throwing the trash can in the locker room? Everybody go check out that. That was fucking hilarious. Great win, Omaha. That's a game ball worthy.
Yeah, and then we also ate shit with High Point against Asheville. No defense was played. 202 combined points. Fuck High Point, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, High Point, Grand Canyon, I cannot get a feel on either team this year. The 2 fucking purple teams that I got a lot of hype. Fuck them right now, both of them.
Shout out to AJ Patel giving us $20. Appreciate it. He says thank you, Mac. There you go. He put a bunch of winners there. All right.
Good thing
win a chicken dinner.
Money line. We'll talk about that for an hour and a half. My God, don't make me punch a hole in this wall.
Oh man. Circle of trust though. I did cash on Binghamton. The golf course treated me well. Bet this morning. Hopefully you caught the pregame show. But 87-82 against UMBC. And then we needed all we could get here. Rhode Island did get it done for us. 62-59. It took a while, but we got there. Double lock on Rhode Island. Big win. Mason still ain't there, man. They bother me.
They're very up and down. This is kind of a, you start buying in off a win like this because Rhode Island, like, this was not the right side. They kind of were down double digits the entire game, battled back, winning at the end. Rhode Island's got some magic this year in year 3 under Archie Miller.
Yeah. How about we Stetson put it on West Georgia? Didn't bet this, but we definitely took West Georgia. St. Thomas, you took North. Did you bet North Dakota?
Dude, the Tommies are automatic. I tried to fade the letdown.
I took the Tommies. I didn't bet them, but I took the Tommies.
They're fucking good, man.
They are. What do we got here, Bieniek? YouTube.com/the college experience.
Shit. I was like, what is this?
What's going on? Play. I'm so confused.
Mid-major shenanigans. Like,
I'm so confused.
Check that bitch.
Someone please explain to me. All right. Someone explain to me what the hell's going on here. What do they? Let me guess. When they left the locker room, they put a $20 bill underneath the trash can because it's broken. Just saying, hey, we got that road dub.
You know what could
hilarious,
maybe
but weird.
You know, sometimes like these athletics departments at that level are so small. Maybe North Dakota State trashed their locker room last year, and they're like, "Oh fuck them, we're gonna get them back and just fucking throw the trash can in that bitch."
Gotcha. You're using it as like a metaphor. I gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I end up right. You know, flip a coin, see what happens.
There we go. Eastern Michigan beat Northern Illinois, but they did not cover. Dude, I wanted to bet this game, and I feel like you kind of talked me off this by you picking Charlotte. I almost bet Rice. Rice wins by 13. I'm mad that I didn't. And Samford drilled Western Carolina. And we both ate shit on SMU against Duke. We got cute. NC Nick texted me a nice fuck you.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's like, you idiots really thought an AAC team stood a chance against Duke. Fair enough. Point taken.
Is ACT even better than the AAC? He's taking all the jabs at the AAC. Yeah, Duke looked good. I think you said it before the show, Colby. The moment was too big for SMU today.
It was, man. It really was. We also ate shit on Cincinnati after they rallied. Arizona. Tommy Lloyd, I can't figure you out. You pile of shit. If I take you, you lose every time. If I go against you, I lose every time. Never listen to me on Arizona. David Mottola. I hope Tucson burns down. I'm joking, but you know what I mean? What the fuck, dude? Someone explain it to me.
That's I mean, I know the Cincinnati fans are a little bit unrealistic. I mean, they were spoiled by the Hugs era. Then Mick Cronin, like they're acting like this was the worst loss ever. You lost to Arizona. Arizona is a proud program, like a top 10 program all time. But this is a little bit of a disappointing loss for Cincinnati coming off the K-State loss, I would say, to go to 0-2 in league play.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. Cincinnati's fake. They're not that good.
Yeah.
I've watched multiple games now. I'm forming my opinion. They're phony.
They struggle to score. They'll be in that NCAA tournament 7-10 game against somebody.
Yeah, they're overranked. What are they?
Yeah, they're about to be not ranked.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, I'm doing some digging. That wasn't even the head coach of Omaha. That was the associate head coach, Kyan Brown.
Good for him.
Now I'm even more confused.
Great.
It's like what?
Oh, I just figured
did his wife leave him for the assistant coach at North Dakota State? So
Brown was at North Dakota State for 6 years. So that was a big one. We missed that on the handicap.
Did he get fired?
Hold on.
I'm gonna go grab a beer, so you guys keep talking.
Dundee's just not interested in this.
Take your time. Yeah. Give us the background on this.
Yeah. I don't think he got fired. I think he just probably took the job, took an associate head coach job. Because Dave Richmond's been at North Dakota State for a decade. So
was he was he an ops guy, or I mean, he left North Dakota State to go to Omaha?
Yeah. So Brown started with the bye. We're digging in the coach's profile here on the roster sheet for Omaha. Brown started with the Bison in 2016 of May, made a name for himself as one of the league's top assistant coaches with a winning record in all but 1 year. Blah, blah, blah. He helped North Dakota State win 2 Summit League tournament championships and NCAA berths. He assisted the development of post players and focused on team's academic performance. I don't know. He was just there for a short period of time. So
Interesting.
6 seasons. Yep.
Next time, destroy that locker room and leave $500 on the ground. That's what I would do.
Yeah, he hated the former janitor at North Dakota State. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe something.
You never know. You just never know. All right. How about South Alabama destroying Georgia Southern 76-47? Whew.
What's this game?
Whew.
What? Who's South Alabama? What is this team?
Didn't have this on the card.
No,
But
Georgia Southern. That was a horrible bet.
Wow. Well, you know, it was a great bet, and it almost hit on the money line. Double lock. IUPUI. Getting 10.5. Man, this was anyone's game with 3 minutes left. Yeah, that was sharp. I think we were pretty sharp on that one. Oakland got drilled by Bob Morris. I'm glad I was actually considering betting Oakland. You kind of talked me out of it. Jacksonville just put the clamps on Austin P, won by 24, held him to 44 points. And McNeese, I think what the fuck?
17.
That's what I thought. They could cover by like a half a point, I think. And then let's get to it. Why is there a pep in old Dundee's step tonight? Well, besides having a good ATS record. The first leg, and I'll get to the second leg, but my SWAC parlay cashed. Jackson State 72, Alcorn State 69. Who else is giving out a SWAC parlay that is cashing? All right. Your thoughts on any of these and why I'm a fucking genius and I should be involved in the space program now?
I got no eyes on this because it wasn't televised, and there were 700 zillion games.
You got to know someone going to the game. FaceTime. Weber State covered. Of course, they lost, but they covered by half a point. Shout out to Dusa who followed my SWAC parlay. Appreciate that. I did also see. And this is the discipline. I kept Mississippi Valley State out of my SWAC parlay because I battled Mac with Mississippi Valley State. And I was smart enough and wise enough to not change horses midstream. All right. Or cross streams. You don't do that. All right. What an unbelievable line. What an unbelievable fucking line, by the way. Like, I just can't believe Valley State did not cover this against fucking Alabama State. You fucking losers. Look, I never say cancel your football program or basketball program because I think every school in America should have a football, basketball, baseball, and hockey program. I believe that in me. But Mississippi State, if I ever had to vote one off, Mississippi Valley State, you would be very, very close to that right now. How the fuck does this happen?
How can you not cover 23 points against Alabama State? This is probably my most wild lock of all time because I was like, that line makes no sense. They must be telling us something, and they're that bad that they can't.
Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Unbelievable. Dusa, happy birthday, man. Dusa, are you on Twitter? Let me know if you're on Twitter, Dusa. Yeah, unbelievable lock battle loss. Delaware drilled Monmouth. I think we picked that correctly. We ate shit on East Tennessee State against Wofford. This game was good though. SoCon just delivers. It just delivers. Yeah. We covered with Kansas State. They didn't get the win, and that's a bad loss. And Jerome Tang, I start to wonder if he's going to be there next year. That's a bad loss. I think TCU sucks.
But they're going to be chippy on that fucked up court.
Who's the worst team in the Big 12?
Good question. Maybe Utah.
Maybe.
I mean, if Utah,
I'm going to vote TCU. Even when I watched the game today, they won unimpressively, in my opinion.
I'll say though, TCU this week at least looked competitive. I mean, they went to Arizona and were totally.
They play good defense because Jamie Dixon plays good defense.
That's why I can't. That's why I can't say that they're the worst team just because of Jamie Dixon. Like he'll get the most out of it, whether that's 6-12. But yeah, they're not good. K-State choked this game away. They missed free throw after free throw. Then they give up a layup.
You ever play basketball with a bunch of guys that play football that don't actually play organized basketball?
It's TCU.
That is TCU.
Yeah, they play hard, but there's no skill in it. But back to K-State, man, that was a great chance to go 2-0 and flip the script on a year, and now you're back right there going, we're still in this hole. A lot of work to do.
Yeah, I mean, Bieniek, your thoughts on the Tang Gang and TCU?
I got no extra thoughts on this game. I just want to hear Mac's thoughts on this job offer from Hunter Vick. He wants you to be his video coordinator. I don't know what you're videoing there. That's,
Robin Hood.
Yeah, that might be some extracurricular activity that you might be interested in, but I don't know.
I'll refer somebody else. Sorry, Hunter.
Yeah,
love you as a friend. I don't think I'm gonna be your video player now.
Deuce, hit me up on Twitter, man. It's your birthday. We're sending you a fucking gift card, dude. Hit me up on Twitter. You're gonna be able to go out and get yourself some fly gear from the SGPN merch store.
Hunter Vick says 5th and 6th grade girls basketball.
No, I'm not politically correct, so I can't make it there.
Title
IX will fucking cancel my ass.
That's career suicide.
Yeah,
but
no offense.
Deuce, send me a DM. Remind me. You got to send me a DM and say, this is my email address, you dumb fuck Dundee. And then I got you. All right. Tennessee Tech destroyed Morehead State by 19.
I locked this. That was a good play.
Nice play. There we go.
You fucked them up.
There we go. Sac State. I don't even remember this line. They beat Portland State by 3. I don't remember what side I'm on. We double locked South Carolina. Well, I think we did. We double locked South Carolina State, right? Yeah. They got it done against Morgan State. Great play. Dude, South Carolina State's actually like a pretty damn good basketball team, man.
It's my guy, Eric Martin. He's doing a great job. Year number 3 there. He retained 8 out of his top 10 guys, and he's brought that. I mean, he worked for Hugs for 15 years at West Virginia, played for him at Cincinnati, and they got an identity down there. They play hard, they press you, and they might win that league.
Yeah, They look good, man. They look good. Norfolk State also looks amazing. They drilled Eastern Shore. We should have bet that game.
Yeah.
I actually think Norfolk State is entering Colgate, Vermont level. How do you feel about that statement?
Say that one more time.
Like, you know how we have a system play on Colgate and Vermont in conference. Yeah. I think Norfolk State might be there for this year. They
are pretty damn good. That guy's a good coach. Robert Jones. Yeah. The MEAC's going to be competitive this year with Norfolk State, South Carolina State. Then you got Howard and NC Central. Well, I guess NC Central.
I just think Norfolk's pretty fucking good. Worst play of the night. I feel like I've said this 3 times. What's that? Quick,
shout out to Hunter Vick. He's already putting down a signing bonus for you, man.
Wow.
$5.
Can you, as your agent, I demand that Mac gets all you can drink at the water fountain and multiple, pretty much give me $75 a week. No, $79 a week at the vending machine.
And you got to have the cooler in the parking lot after practice. That's true. Post-practice coaches meeting.
I would also like orange slices on ice in the cooler for commercial timeouts. I know that's a soccer thing, but I believe in it. All right. This pick was so fucking bad, dude. I'll be honest. I thought this was one of the best plays of the night. Louisiana Tech, completely no show, dude. This was such a bad pick. I don't even know how the fuck I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed with myself. What did Fran Brown say? He doesn't when he loses, he doesn't sleep in the same room with his wife and kids. This was fucking horrible. Horrible. Kids have allergies these days. You know what? Stem cells. No, you know what my doctor said for my son, Hunter? And I don't know if it's too late, so no disrespect if your kids do have major allergies. But like the peanut allergy thing. He's like, honestly, like I know it's hard to tell because I am talking out of my ass 90% of the show, but I was surprised to hear this. My doctor for my son was like, in his first couple months of life, was like, give him a bunch of peanut butter. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, I think that's our studies. Well, I don't know if it was his own studies, but studies that he had read was like, we're having peanut butter too late. Humans are. That's a big part of why you can't get them on the airplane anymore. Is because everyone's fucking allergic. Because back in the days, they'd be introducing them younger to young, at an earlier point in your life. I can't talk. I can't speak of the English, but that shit blew my mind. Started thinking about that for a long time. I was like, wait a second. So you're telling me I give my son peanut butter at a very young age, so he's not allergic to it at a later age? And he then told me, do the same with fish. He's like, give him. He goes, I know he doesn't have teeth and shit, but he's like, blend up some fish, different fishes, And I'm like, this is fascinating. All right. At this point, I don't even care about my son. I'm thinking about I'm like, I'm just thinking about the science behind all this of like, you give your son, your kids, whatever you think they could eventually be, have an allergy to or allergic reaction to. And that's how you build up the defense on this. And I understand, like, I should have figured this out in high school, but it blew my mind a little bit because for a long time, no one was allergic to peanuts. Now it's like a fucking peanut at a party is like a fucking like strapping C4 to the goddamn, anyway, you surprised about peanuts and this big time allergy thing?
Rorgus goes, dip that pacifier in the whiskey and all is okay.
I've always bought into that shit. I have always bought into that shit. Alcohol. Don't listen to what some of that shit they spew is just utter bullshit. Utter bullshit. The juice says you grew up in the Philippines. No kid had a peanut or fish allergy. That's what I'm saying. It's fascinating because first off, I don't know about you guys, but I love fucking peanuts. I think I
love peanut butter.
Yeah. Like I have just a fucking big ass Costco thing of peanuts. And then you have a beer and peanuts. And it's just, come on. Not penis, Noah, not penis, peanuts. All right.
I was honestly thinking about
happiness is your own virtue, brother. Yeah, right. Happiness is your own virtue.
I was thinking maybe a no context clip of I love fucking peanuts, but I was like, nah, I won't pop that.
Look, fuck. Enjoy your life. That's all I'm saying. We don't need to know if so. I'm joking, buddy. But even so, I'm not really. Fuck do I care? Never understood people that dislike the away team.
The away team.
But
peanuts and bananas, everybody.
Anyway, We ate shit with Abilene Christian. How about that?
I don't even have a handicap for.
They only scored 53 points. You should have been at this game. You're the difference. This is why we lost. You weren't there. You weren't fucking there.
There were a lot of other games. I wasn't going to Abilene and Utah Valley. No offense.
Idaho State, Northern Colorado was a classic. Turns out Northern Colorado is human. They won by 1.
I know.
We ate shit with Virginia. They only scored 50 points, which I definitely projected. I just did not project Louisville scoring 70.
That's a good win for Louisville. Louisville's hot.
Yeah, that was a bad pick. But you locked up JMU. You tried to bring me into it. I didn't take it, and JMU got it done down the stretch. They were down in the second half.
Yep.
But they got it done down the stretch, 67-62. I can't believe we're still recapping here. We're not even close. Valpo took it to Northern Iowa. We thought that line stunk. Old Dominion double lock on ODU 74-71. This was a sweat. This certainly was a sweat, but we got it done against Southern Miss. So Corbello played today.
I know. When does he get back?
What the hell's going on? That's why they lost, though. Thank you, Andre. I need to send him a Christmas card. This is where I started to get a little heat going because I took UMass Lowell as they got it done. And this line dropped overnight. Hopefully cut the pregame show. It was all over the Riverhawks. 73-69 against Albany. And then what did we say last night? Double lock on San Diego State. Money line against Boise.
Great win.
Oh, yeah. Miles Bird. Big game. San Diego State, just for future advice, practice free throws. Should have won by 20. This got a little close. Your thoughts on this? We should actually talk about this one for a second.
Yeah, I mean, that nice. It looked like a team that had given away a home game and was pissed off for a week. And Dutcher told them how bad they were, and they were ready to rock and roll. It hit Boise right in the mouth. And also, I forgot, Boise won at San Diego State last year, so they owed them one as well here. So good win for the Aztecs.
Great win for the Aztecs. How about your play? I mean, I don't think you bet this, but did you bet this? Did you bet Greensboro?
Yes, they drilled them.
Yeah, I thought this would be a close game. I mean, I didn't bet this, but I took Furman. And then how about our solid by Marshall?
Covered.
Unbelievable. They're just. I want to know my record just betting Marshall. I feel like Marshall has been just an ATM for 5 years, dude. They lose by 1 to Troy. Yeah. No, but we even know when to fade Marshall. Anytime they hit the road, we bet against them. Like this is where they're funding the war, right? Or I guess it'd have to be the opposite of this. I don't know.
A little sketchy
Auburn.
down there in the southern part of the state of West Virginia.
I watched that. I don't know what the fuck it was. Let's just get through this. I was gonna talk about some documentary that was wild about the octopus files or some shit like that, which I was actually familiar with. You seen this shit? Octopus. No. Hey, someone. What was that octopus documentary on Netflix? Not about actual octopuses. I don't know if that's English. Octopus. You know what I'm talking about. Like, there's a documentary about the Indio, California, the whole Reagan administration funded the fucking war. Octopus files, octopus something on Netflix. Somebody do a quick search. I'm not talking Animal Planet shit right now. I'm talking like, because octopuses are a fucking wild ass creature. That's how you know there's aliens, right? I hate having a conversation with people that don't think there's aliens.
Pat is absolutely loving this. Squid Games ? Octopi is the correct plural, but octopuses they want you to say. So.
You went from we need to power through this to, hey, what's that one documentary?
Well, that documentary, like I had read a bunch of shit for years, man. Like for like 25 years on this shit.
Marcus C has it. It's Teacher Octopus, I think is the one that you're
No, the documentary.
Oh.
The documentary on Netflix. You guys got to watch this shit,
Yeah,
man.
I think it's Teacher Octopus.
No. I would know.
It was like critically acclaimed, won a couple of awards, right?
No. Striking out
My
here.
Octopus Teacher.
Nope.
I think that's what it is.
Nope. I'm telling you, it's inaccurate. Inaccurate.
Mojo saying NC State Octopussies.
I will get this information to you. It's you guys got to check it out. I'm telling you, like, the Octopus Murders. Thank you, Cash Action Bets. I think that's it. This you should watch because, I really, how do I say this? I had read about this like 20 years prior in multiple things, right? So, sometimes you watch some shit and you're like, man, this is out of left field. I think if you did not know that this actually like has been an ongoing thing, you might think this is out of left field, but you should know that like I've read tons of different. That's what was so satisfying about watching this from my point of view, because it's kind of open ended. But I highly recommend checking that out. Highly recommend checking that out. Thank you, Cass Action Bets. But I had read a book, multiple things, but I'm saying specifically one book, and I once again, I'm not going to know the name of it right now, about Jeffrey Webb back in the day, like 25 years ago, 20 years ago, something like that. But that highly recommend that document. But in West Virginia, somewhere in West Virginia, which I feel is close to Marshall, they had a very suspicious murder. And I'm telling you, just do a deep dive. Mac, you should watch this fucking thing. This thing will blow your fucking mind.
Give me the name and I'll watch it.
Octopus Murders. I believe that's it. That's it. Watch that thing. I'm telling you, it's fascinating. And I recently stayed at that place when I was going cross country, moving over here. I stayed at that fairgrounds in Indio, the Native American fairgrounds there or whatever. Not fairgrounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, their reservation in Indio, California. Yeah, of course they had a casino. That's what brought me in. Octopi, huh? That's what you're supposed to say, huh? Octopi.
Octopi.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. Octopi is what we're gonna say here. Marshall. All they do is cover, is my point. We're funding fucking wars off of Marshall. Missouri, they covered. You wanted to bet this? Did you bet this?
Yeah. Auburn gave this away. Auburn should have covered. Finally, Auburn wasn't. This must not have been a payday for Auburn, because they did not go out of their way to cover this game.
Yeah. This is, and you hit on Tennessee State too. That was a late lock you had it on the show last night.
Oh, yeah.
They took down Little Rock by 9. Nice call there. Mercer beat VMI by 3. And then we double locked Northwestern State against Nichols. You're welcome. Check out those Octopus Murders. Then double lock Radford against Winthrop. This is a free show, guys. It's a free fucking show. SIU Edwardsville put it on Lindenwood. We picked that correctly, didn't bet it. And Western beat Eastern. You tried to bring me into a lock battle. I did not take because I thought Western was better, but I just wanted to take Eastern because of the home and the rivalry. Didn't hit. UT Martin, did they cover? I don't even remember. They won, but I don't remember what the line was.
They laying 2.
Well, if so, they covered. We ate shit on Sela though. I want to talk about this game. I watched this entire game. Corpus Christi wins by 9 at Sela. Hey, Sela, you got to make some shots.
Yeah. They couldn't score in the second half.
Oh my God. How many open threes? How many fucking open threes? Just wide open. Just Some of them are fucking airball. It's like, come on. Yeah. I mean, this was a neck and neck game. The final score is a bit confusing. Sela had a 5-point lead at halftime, but down the stretch, every key possession, I feel like Sela would just a wide open shot or miss free throws or something. It was just like, God, sometimes even like a nice, like they would leave the guy open and the rotation would go around and then they would have a nice like dribble drive in and they'd just miss like a 4-footer. And it was just like, come on, man. The most embarrassing loss, and we will give them a game ball. We bet on North Carolina Central, or at least I did. I don't know if you did.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopin State 63. What the fuck happened to you, Central? Central 61. I'm speechless.
That's what I mean. Like I was naming the MEAC power rankings, and I go, well, NC Central. Wait, that was awful today.
I mean, I'm speechless. I watched this game too. I was speechless. We cashed on Vanderbilt. I tried to tell you, but if you pay sharp enough attention, that line Vegas was telling you, take them doors. Shout out to Damani. What a year for him. Updated record for SEC basketball teams in 135 home games this season. They're 132-3. 7 of the 8 home teams have won on Saturday. Wow. It's a fascinating nugget.
Was the one home team that lost. Vanderbilt, the one road team that won. How about that?
The one road favorite. So all favorites winning the SEC here. Vandy's 13-1. Mark Byington, National Coach of the Year candidate.
How about Vandy in general? And this is another thing I would say back to the NIL transfer portal thing. Like, perfect example. Other teams complacent. They hire a coach who brings over a bunch of guys, or they just from the portal. Football, same situation. They go get Pavia, Jerry Kill. They basically bring in a whole fucking chunk of New Mexico State. They were hip to it, and they went 7-6 and beat Alabama for the first time in fucking, I don't know, 100 years, whatever it was. Alabama A&M covered against Pine Bluff. Got that incorrect. Didn't bet it. We bet Belmont -5.5, and of course they won by 5. So that one stung a little bit against UIC. Montana took care of Idaho. I think I called that correct, but you may have not. Then Kennesaw State stuck it. I was surprising. This was a surprising game to me. I didn't bet this, but still surprised that Kennesaw won by 12 against Jacksonville State. Montana State against E-Dub. We ate shit on this one. As E-Dub wins 68-63. Grambling gets destroyed by Prairie View. Shout out to Clark killing this one. North Alabama put it on Eastern Kentucky. Who'd you take in this one?
Lions.
Yeah, I locked it too. I was like, I wasn't sure if you went with me. And then Oregon State drilled San Diego. We should have bet this. I had a good feeling about this. Wyoming, we should have bet as they stuck it to Air Force. I did a nice segment on the computer nerds that I talked to at Media Day at Air Force. And then one of our sharpest plays was Incarnate Word by 6 against Stephen F. Austin. It's a free show. It's a free show. Yeah, we still didn't make 15K. Fucking unbelievable. It just shows that like the world is dumb. Right? Good will triumph over evil because good is dumb. Great words from Dark Helmet. Northridge drilled UC Davis, picked this incorrectly, but didn't bet this. And then I did bet Tulane. I told you about Tragic Magic in New Orleans. Tulane by 30. Let's go. And then also San Jose State. I did sprinkle the money line, so it wasn't as sweet as could have been. But San Jose State covered against UNLV.
We're getting blown out for a little bit there.
Yeah, Syracuse is fucking horrible.
Oh my God.
What has happened to this program? How can you let this happen?
I actually bet Syracuse full circle trust. I'm like, dude, they're playing Florida State. This should be a 1-possession game.
How can you let Syracuse be this bad?
Fucking awful.
You're 6-8. You're a fucking terrible team. How are you that bad? I don't understand. This is why you never. There needs to be honestly, you see all these idiots. Like I always laugh when I see like these schools hire a fucking search firm for a head coach. It's like, well, we've hired a search firm, the most prestigious search firm, and they pay him a shit ton of money. And you end up with some like gimmicky fucking high. Not sometimes it works, but I'm saying obviously sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't.
Favor.
It's just a lame ass way to spend money. Like you should just call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE because there needs to be a book on just how I actually believe like 10% of the time it works out with the guy that played or whatever with that guy, or the guy that was recommended by the guy going out. Like I think about this, it doesn't even matter the sport. Like how often does this work out where the guy either recommended or the coach in waiting?
Dutcher and Steve Forbes.
Yeah. And I'm not even talking like even you can cross over sports. It was Joe Gibbs passed that shit off to Richie Pettibone. Didn't work. Like it just never fucking works. It's what was my guy's name at North Carolina after Dean Smith? I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Dean Smith wanted him and he was fucking horrible and they fired him.
Doherty.
Yeah. Yeah. Horrible. Well, someone before Doherty too, right?
I don't think
someone
so.
before Doherty. I think Doherty. Yeah. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Is it Guthridge? Could be. I'm
not coming to mind.
Yeah. But I believe in this shit. I firmly believe that like the coach in waiting thing or the guy recommended or like, hey, we got to hire someone with ties. Guthrie, Monty, thank you. But you got to have someone with ties to this. We got to keep it all together. I feel like 9 out of 10 times that is a terrible idea.
Yeah. No, I mean it rarely ever works. I mean, we talk about the ACC being down. Just go look at the ACC examples.
Yeah. Interesting test case, I guess, coming up this year. Maybe the biggest college coaching story of the 2024 season. Texas A&M's baseball coach took the Texas job.
That was wild.
The entire coaching staff left for Texas, and then like 3 days later, a guy that was in the photo of the coaching staff that took the Texas job, one of them then returned to Texas A&M to be the head coach.
What is
he kept almost the entire roster together, so we'll see what happens there because A&M's gonna.
Everybody's got a price, isn't that like a Ric Flair line or something? I feel like everybody's got $1 million man, $1 million man. Yeah. Everybody's got a price.
A&M's gonna be preseason 1 or 2, so we'll see if that holds because
No, but Kyle Neptune, Sanchez at UVA. You're seeing this.
Hubert.
Yeah, and it happens in the NBA, and this is like to me, it doesn't even matter the sport. Doesn't matter whether it's pro, college. Don't let them do that. If I was the ownership I'd be like, dude, we appreciate you, but go fuck yourself. We're gonna go hire what we think is the best coach.
Dutcher's like the exception. Dutcher's the only one that I think.
Every once in a while, of course, it works out, but most of the time it doesn't. Syracuse is fucking horrible. I mean, let's have a conversation.
They might need to make a move after this year.
I think they should do it. Look, I know 2 years, and a lot of times you'll hear me say on these very terrible airwaves that you got to give a coach 3 or 4 years. There's no excuse anymore. Like
Syracuse.
Yeah, you got Bob Costas, a stink eye, part of your NIL collective. You got fucking Mike Tirico, Carmelo Anthony. I'm sure you can get. There's $1 million. Derek Coleman. Actually, no, he's too busy. Derek Coleman's like the nicest guy in the history of the fucking NBA. He's like fucking paying for everybody in Michigan. Bieniek's probably eating fucking dinner off Derek Coleman's fucking tab. All right. But there's a lot. Is my point. Ronnie Cycli is like a world class DJ. I was randomly in LA one night drunk. Went to the club with some buddies, and damn if Ronnie Cycli wasn't DJing. It was amazing. I think I have some sunglasses. Ronnie Cycli fucking sunglasses. They were passing out. That guy was definitely on some fucking moon rocks. But yeah, it's terrible that Syracuse is that bad. Double lock, easy play. Arizona State 81, Colorado 61. Let's go. Oh, double lock, Alabama. I locked this on like December 1st.
Yeah.
Alabama 107, Oklahoma 79. You better start thinking about yours. UT Rio Grande against New Orleans. They did cover. The Mexicans did, but didn't bet that. Southern got it done against Texas Southern. Didn't bet that, but I took Texas Southern. You cashed, I believe, on the Flamin' Libs of Liberty.
Yep.
Laying 7.5. Nice play there. I can't remember if we locked this up on the show last night or this morning, but one of these ones. I bet UMKC. Did you join me on this against Oral Roberts?
I stayed off, but I should have
Okay.
bet it to you. I'm kicking myself.
UMKC is a wagon right now. Glad I had the discipline to stay off Stanford because Pitt's a wagon. I think you ate shit here, but Pitt is. Some say Pitt's top 10 team in America.
No. Fucking Stanford, man. They had an early double-digit lead. I knew it was a kiss of death. It literally felt like the Cal game all over again.
Then, this show is a goddamn light bulb. Now, how many of you fucks screw it in? You're sitting there in the dark. We're giving you a goddamn light bulb. None of you guys screwing it in. You're just sitting there in the dark, hoping that the one you're fucking's, attractive. You know what I mean? And we're the light. We're the light. Did I plan that? No, just a fucking light bulb.
I was just about to say, did Colby literally do this show for an hour 57 minutes with a light bulb next to him?
No. Do I plan it? Do I plan anything?
No.
Yeah, he does all the time. Got this shit lying around here.
There it is.
I played the Wildcat song for a reason. All right. The Wildcat song hit this very show, this very airwaves 2 minutes ago, because the parlay of Jackson State and the parlay of Bethune-Cookman cashed. We are deep sea diving with the Octopussies. All right. Check out the Octopussy murders. I mean, what other place is going to give you a SWAC parlay that hits? I mean, UMKC's been a cash machine for us. Marshall's been a cash machine for us. These other TMZers are
the analytics.
They snorkel. We deep sea dive. We go deep sea diving because we break down every game. And some people say, "Oh, these drunken idiots." Well, you got to enjoy life while you're on the ride. All right, nothing worse than the opposite side. When I look at it, I got 300. There's 333rd ranked defense, and what I know about Troy, the Trojans are aggressive, and their rotation is deeper than. No, we give you heat for free, and we're still not at 15K. It's okay. Just more proof that you can speak truth, but it's just no one wants it. No one wants it. All right, they want the bullshit. It's the reason why The Wire got canceled. Breaking Bad got canceled, all for a little bit of time. Family Guy, all right, no, it came back. All right, same can be said for us. Mac, how you doing, buddy? It's hard to sip a beer.
Cheers. I was about to say you're gonna spill it all over yourself.
Oh, there's our shirt right there. Get on over there. Some snorkel, some scuba dive, available in the SGPN store. And guess what? That thing will get you ass.
Oh yeah.
Let alone do we know new clothing. Whenever you wear new clothing, you have a better shot at getting ass. But that shirt specifically, we put that shirt on 500 people. All right. At a bowling alley, 471 people got asked that night. All right. Just saying. It gets a little hot in there.
Those are the analytics we give out on this show. the scattered ass analytics percentages.
And Damani is right. I am bringing this perspective to the SWAC.
I'm just here to bring diversity to this set here, give the kind of white man's perspective on things. Point guard position.
On things point guard position. I knew that parlay was going to cash. We got it done. My head itches. Elon 70, Hampton 62. I think it's pushed, right? It's push.
I think it's pushed.
Yeah. Pepperdine. We picked this correctly against Pacific. Just didn't bet it. Did you bet this?
No.
Oh.
It reeked.
How sharp was this play? I mean, gosh, I should put the fucking thing back on. But IPFW 90, Youngstown State 81. Boom. Boom. I mean, Youngstown State was the hottest team in the country. IPFW's up 12 at halftime. We were all over it. Storm watch. I'm not talking Hannah Storm. My head itches after this shit.
That's a really good win for Fort Wayne. Like you said, the line was telling, laying 4. Fort Wayne's good. I mean, Fort Wayne's got a lot of talent, a lot of experienced talent. Kaufman's a good coach too.
Yeah. Another great play by us. Washington State double lock against San Francisco. Gave it away. It's all there for you. You might have to search through 5 hours of a show, but it's all there for you. Ohio beats Central Michigan. Of course, we didn't lock it up because we thought it stunk. They only won by 2. Didn't cover. Longwood gets it done against Charleston Southern. Didn't cover, but nice win for the Lancers. Wilmington, we knew to stay off this one. That's the discipline against Campbell. Georgia State did drill Louisiana. This line stunk.
You should have
to high. Yeah. This line stunk to high heaven. And then Texas Tech 93, Utah 65. We did give you a big ass lemon right here. And I watched this game, and Mac, this is on us. You know why? 6 people were at this fucking game.
What is that?
Dude, school's not in session. And I don't know. I would still think local people would go, but I guess they got that hockey team now. It's more of a white man sport, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm here right now. It's pretty white here in Utah.
Yeah.
But that's their Big 12 opener, Big 12 home opener, first game ever.
Dude, no. I'm not even talking like, I'm talking like opening tip. They showed like a side view, and I was like, good God, looked like one of my fucking comedy shows.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's part of my handicap was it's a lit environment. And I go, damn it, the kids aren't back. But I still thought they would show up.
And shit, the kids aren't technically in school in Provo or in Logan, and they still fucking show up.
Yeah. Daniel Katie wants to know why Mac is in Utah. Your
family
converting to Mormonism.
Yeah, he was also taking part in the ski service strike in Utah there. So,
and also, and that alcohol is definitely at 0.003%.
Yeah, they do try and water it down. That's why you got to order.
I've heard it's gotten better though. I'll be honest,
way better.
I was about to say.
I told my years. Yeah, it's way better now.
My wife's from Columbia. When we went there during COVID, we were just like, LA. It was like, goddamn, like you couldn't. It was really fucking challenging in LA. Yeah. So we would just. I spent that whole time just like going around the world. Right. I was the asshole traveling. I was spreading it to you.
Yeah.
Right. I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit in my fucking apartment the whole time. All right. Like I'm going, But I was explaining to my wife, who had never been to Utah, I was like, so we went and did a couple national parks there, hiked. It was great. But I explained like you can't drink. I was like, explaining like Utah society. And
It's
like,
different.
damn if the first place we went to outside of Zion, like restaurant, I ordered like first I was surprised. It was like a breakfast place. And they're like, we have a full bar. And I was like, really? So I was like, can we get 2 shots of tequila? And they brought over like, how you have like just the normal shot glass and they have like these gigantic ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you guys trying to do to me here? Right. And I was like, they brought the gigantic ones, but then I was like, and they're like, yeah, everything's, we go the extra mile here in Utah. Well, it's no Southern accent. It's just normal, but it was strange because everything I had described on the ride out was not accurate. And my wife's like, yeah, what are they trying to get us? They're trying to get us really drunk. And that's where I was like, yeah, maybe they've changed. Do you find validity to that?
For the economy. I mean, not selling alcohol is suicide for your
for the economy or for the life experience. I think the life experience.
Yeah, maybe both. But
you're telling me you're gonna have 7 wives without alcohol? Good fucking luck.
Exactly, but it's just like back. Last time I was here in 2017, it was very limited. I was like, why? I mean, times are changed. Like that whole Mormon stuff that the BYU people do. I mean, that's their thing. But that's not Utah now.
But they did kick off one of their best basketball players off the team a couple years ago.
That was so fucking stupid.
For premarital sex. And like I mentioned, Jim McMahon's a friend of mine. Jim McMahon was from California that went to BYU. If you think he didn't eat some girl's ass on the first day at a dorm on a bed that's 10,000 people have had sex on or soaked on, whatever you want to say, you're insane. They pick and choose their. That was a little questionable there at BYU. That I forget the player's name. It was a big man. They kicked him off the team.
Davies.
Yeah.
Davies.
Yeah. That was sketch. That was fucking sketch.
That was sketch. Yeah, they're idiots because that was Jimmer Fredette's year.
I know.
They could have won it all. Yeah. They could have won the whole fucking thing.
Unbelievable. Well, we got our ass kicked. That was a horrible play. I'll be honest. If I had known, I swear to God, if I had known that building was that empty, I would have never bet that. I would have never bet that.
Yeah. Now. Fuck that. Yeah. Fuck Utah.
Shout out to Luke Newton giving us $5. Thanks for the retweet today about the Sun Bowl, Colby. Remind me again. I know that I was arguing for the Sun Bowl to be the playoff destination. I appreciate you hopping in the chat and giving us $5, Luke. I do remember retweeting one. So if that was you, remind me. DM me if you can at the Colby D on Twitter. This was a great play by us, man. 357. Steve Young did go to BYU, but guess what? His great grandfather is fucking Brigham Young. I mean,
oh yeah, I did know that.
Steve Young knows where the bodies are. You know what I mean? Houston Christian. How sharp was this?
Good one.
Yeah. 63-61. They lose by 2. Double lock. Howard takes down Delaware State. Tarleton State. Great call. Great fucking call. Double lock on Tarleton State.
Coaching matters.
Yeah. And then Michigan 85, USC 74. Bieniek, I took your Wolverines.
Fuck this game.
All right. They did what they do. They're going to go out to LA. All right. Probably 12 people at this fucking stadium. All right. And
there were go blue chants going on for this game. So we had infiltrated their building there.
I mean, sometimes you just know the way. This is the way, right? Mac, your thoughts on this game?
USC had every chance to cover. They suck. That was pathetic. That was pathetic down the stretch. Just completely selling. Good win, Michigan. Hey, I give credit to teams, even if they are the better team, for going on the road, especially when you got to go multiple time zones.
Yeah, but this isn't a non-con game. This is a conference game. You're like, credit to Michigan for that tough non-con. Oh, fuck! I forgot they're in the conference.
Hey, my old man goes, UCLA and fucking Nebraska's a Big Ten game now? What the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, I don't even want to tell my dad. I tell my dad that he might be in the grave tomorrow. You know what I mean? He's like, what?
I said, don't worry. Maryland and Washington played the other night in a Big Ten game. It's fucking awful. It really is awful. The Big Ten is the worst with just like, it really hits you with the Big Ten matchups. It's like, what? Maryland and Washington?
We got it tomorrow. Like
Michigan, USC? Like what?
So why don't you play Pakistan while you're at it? All right.
Play a last.
Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I bet you Pakistan's closer to Maryland than it is fucking Eugene. Okay, let's get what's up.
Danny Wolf had 6 blocks in this game. That's the most by a Michigan player since like 2007, I think it was.
Since Tractor Trailer. My guy. Rest in peace to the great Tractor Trailer.
Oh, he was the best.
I
heard he was a great guy too. What's up? What's up, Bieniek?
Nothing. Keep going.
No, I was gonna just talk about how Cal Baptist lost his fucking cover.
Yeah,
and I want to go crazy.
I will say though,
the line stunk from the start.
Danny Wolf does shit every single game that you just don't see guys his size. He looks like Larry Bird, but moves like a 6'1" point guard.
Okay, because I thought you were gonna say moves slower, and I was like, "There's no way you can go slower than Larry Bird."
His hairstyle, his nose, his face. That's Larry Bird.
Maybe George Mirasan. Yeah,
but he's a point guard, and I don't know. That team's entertaining because once again, like Max said, USC had every chance to cover this game and maybe even win, but Michigan just goes on runs. But yes, Cal Baptist, another one of my.
Dude, no, this thing's, in hindsight, the line was stupid from the start. I loved it. I apologize, but like from the start, this was strong stench, much like the Georgia State Louisiana game. This is where I do believe in conspiracies. Put my tinfoil hat on. Let's start talking about the octopus murders again, because this is bullshit. I don't buy into this being legit.
You're up 7 with fucking 10 seconds.
I don't buy in. I'm like, I know, like you think I'm doing shtick, but I really don't. When it happens so frequently, like that Georgia State, can anyone make sense of that Georgia State Louisiana line? Can anyone make sense of this line and then having that happen? I'm sorry. I believe there's other people behind the scenes. I really do. Am I a maniac?
I can't believe that they turned it over on the inbounds and then they kick it out. The guy airballs a 3. And then the guy doesn't to kick it back out. He goes, nah, fuck it. Let me take the layup. Like, what? Why are you taking a layup?
I just don't believe this was honest. I do not believe the line was honest. I don't think the line makes any sense when you compute the numbers. The line doesn't make sense. And then the result doesn't make sense. Same.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was that the worst beat of the year? Just like in terms of like last 15 seconds of a bad beat. Like I know we talk about over like 10 minutes, 4 minutes. Was that the worst one? Like in terms of last 10 seconds?
Probably.
I was like, did that really just happen?
Yeah.
Like I was shocked. I was like, what?
No, this one needs to be investigated. Like I know we say that every fucking night, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like it should be investigated. So,
who takes a layup down 4 with 2 seconds left?
David, can you please send me one of these, but a tinfoil hat, or at least send me the link and I'll buy it. time is. I always say like it'd be a great idea to actually have that, but I just never look. Grand Canyon didn't cover against Southern Utah. I thought about betting Southern Utah and I didn't. I'm so mad at myself. Missouri State covered first against Bradley. Didn't bet it, of course. But lock battle win for Dundee with these Texas A&M Aggies. Get this hook 'em horn bullshit out of here.
They suck.
Hey, go Beavs. Sam Tripoli? I know Sam. Good comic. Shout out to Sam Tripoli. Your thoughts on these Longhorns?
A&M kicked their ass in the second half. With the way it played out in the first half, I kind of how I thought it might play out for the whole game. A&M I thought was playing tight just because it was Texas. I mean, they get too juiced up to play Texas. Honestly, we saw it in football this year.
Oh, with them losing at football, put all the pressure on basketball. That's what I was like. They're going to get this. Yeah,
super tight tonight, and they did. And then, but dude, Texas sucks. They may be the worst team in the SEC. The more and more I watch them. They're going to to start the league play. Look at their schedule. They got Auburn and Tennessee next.
Well, they're good at football right now, apparently. So they have. They're not going to be good in basketball. We ate shit. You convinced me to bet South Dakota
Colby.
-9.
Wink Martindale was on recruiting trips in Austin this past week.
There we go. I like that. I like that. That's what you got to do these days, right? Well, let me guess. He's paying cash at the Econo Lodge. I'm always fascinated by how that works. You got to just put it in a random person's name and then the hotel thing. South Dakota sucks. Fuck South Dakota. We did hit with Cal. Cal covered 15.5, only lost by 12 against Clemson. We're still recapping. It's been 2 hours. UC San Diego, dude. What the hell, dude? They're so good. I took them. I didn't lock them. I should have locked them. They won by 1,000 against Fullerton. Did you bet Fullerton?
No, I took Fullerton. I thought about it. I'm like, this line reeks. Oh my god. They're a 50. They're 50.
Yeah.
Well, I believe on last night's show, I was struggling last night. I was under the weather. But I believe Colby said, "What's this line? It's got to be like 20, right?" And then Max said like 12 or something. It's like, oh, that smells. I'll stay away.
I think exactly
that was what it was. Colby just immediately diagnosed this as it's going to be a shit pumping, and then didn't bet it.
My apologies. UTEP got it done against Sam Houston State. We were on that. And nice call, Mac, on Fresno. I didn't bet this, but I took Utah State. Fresno, the most entertaining team in America, almost won. I mean, they were in this game.
They almost lost the cover too.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's Fresno in a nutshell. But
they were up 20 in the first half. They're up 20, then they go down 15, and I go, "Oh my god, am I really going to have a?"
No, there is no greater team to bet on in America than Fresno State, because you're going to feel just. Like, even if you lose, you're like, okay, I felt the rush.
Yeah.
Because at some point they're going to go on like a 15-0 run, then they're going to give up a 30-0 run. And it's everything you want in life.
Incredible.
Utah State continues to win. Gonzaga put it on LMU. We ate shit on that game.
Fuck LMU.
I did bet this though. Bakersfield. Long Beach State sucks. Bakersfield by 15. Easy play. St. Mary's drills Portland, and then Irvine. We lose on Irvine Riverside. That was tough because I felt like after the first half, Riverside's up 6 at halftime. You're getting 10.5, and you don't cover.
Don't cover. Don't even come close to covering. They got blown the fuck out. Like,
unbelievable. What? Unfucking believable. Game balls. We're finally at the
Hawaii puts it on Cal Poly.
Oh yeah, I lost that one. That was a lock battle win for you. I took Cal Poly. Fucking Cal Poly, you fucking losers. Lock game ball. What are you doing here?
Let's go Let's go Kentucky. Mark Pope and company getting a top 10 win, ending Florida's undefeated season. It is a joke that we only get Florida Kentucky once this year. Like, how's there not a return game in the Swamp?
Yeah, you should. I mean, I guess we didn't know that both teams would be this good. I guess that's the.
But it's a rivalry.
Yeah. No, I got you. They both hate each other. I agree.
It should be protected in the scheduling.
Well, they should also give us Arkansas, Kentucky twice, but they dropped the ball. How about the likes? I feel like I already gave it out, but I can't remember what I said. I said this is already a game ball. What was that?
GW.
No, they should be, but I can't give them. I'm contractually obligated not to give them a game ball. Let's go with the likes of Oh, it's Coppin State, dude.
Yeah.
Coppin State game ball 1. First win of the year against a proven, like a team that makes the NCAA tournament often. Yeah. Coppin State. Where are you going game ball 2?
I'm going GW. Beating Dayton the way they did by 20. Holy shit.
Yeah, I can't give them praise. But nice, strong performance at a good win. But not a big fan of their institution. But no, I did not have that on as a realm of possibility, really. So let's go to Ball State. Double-digit dogs win outright. Shout out to Samer. Am I pronouncing that correctly? You guys kill it. Fuck the haters in the chat. Giving us $50. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, Ball State's the play though. Second game ball. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go iDub. I know Stephen F. Austin's a little bit down, but I mean, what's the last time they went to Stephen F. Austin got a road win? iDub gets game ball for me. Let's go Incarnate Word.
That is a nice one. I feel like I got to go with the bigger school that pulled off a huge win today. But was there that many upsets on the big school front? There really wasn't.
Chalky.
I'm just gonna say Texas A&M. You get to say fuck you to Texas. It's always a good feeling. Game ball buzzsaw. Where are you going?
That's it.
Oh yeah, you're right. I thought we were doing. I thought we were doing 5. All right, folks. What to tell you? I thought we were doing 5, but check out the college basketball experience. Hit right now. What are you doing? If you're listening to this, hit that like and subscribe button because we're 2.5 hours into this. I got to be up very shortly, so let's hurry up and do this. Bieniek, let's check out this first game. Indiana is taking on Penn State in Philadelphia of all places. Oh, it's this game.
Yeah, this is in the Palestra.
I hate when Penn State does this though. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. There were some people saying Penn State has to be automatic tomorrow, right? Nope, because it's not on campus. The reason why they do it though is because the students aren't on campus yet. So it's always, I feel like
it kind of makes sense.
Do a game in Philly. That way you can get some of your Philly fans in. But this place is not normally lit. These one-offs. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to lay it with Penn State because I think they're telling you to lay it with Penn State.
Yeah,
and I will.
This line's come down a little bit, 5.5 now, I believe. But yeah, I'm also laying it with the Nittany Lions here. I just think they've played better so far this season.
I'm actually going to bet this. Give me Penn State minus 5.5. Let's go, Mac.
I will join you. I will lock Penn State. I think they're tougher than Indiana.
Let's go. Lehigh. Speaking of Pennsylvania hoops, it's heading to Baltimore to take on Loyola Maryland. The Greyhound. Give me Loyola Maryland plus 1.5. What are you doing here?
I kind of went back and forth on this one. I like the home dog here. Give me a little.
All right, next up we got Army heading to Boston to take on BU. BU's laying 4.5. I'm gonna lay it. What are you doing here?
I'm gonna bet Boston. I hate going against Army, but they have not played a home game since in almost a month now. I think they're a lot better than their 6-8 record. I'll lock Boston here in a nice bounce back spot. Back at home.
Underline Mac locking up the Terriers of BU. Let's go to Lake Erie, Pennsylvania. What is this line? Do you have this line, Bieniek or Mac or Chad?
8.5.
The real Blue Devils, best team in Connecticut, are laying 8.5 in Erie, Pennsylvania against the other hospital, Mercyhurst. Give me the points. Should we bet this?
You don't want to fade the team coming off their first ever win in conference play?
I just feel like Central Connecticut. How many has Central Connecticut State won in a row? I feel like they've been on fire lately.
They've won 8 out of 9. I'm laying it. I think they're better.
I'm taking the points. Let's go. Next up, Fair Dick. Hey, that's not Fair Dick's logo. That's Fairfield. Might have been occupied at the time.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Wagner's laying 2.5. I will lay it with Wagner, and I will bet Wagner. -2.5. They're telling you to bet Wagner. Mac?
Well, I think Wagner is a much better team. I'm a little worried it's trappy, but I'm going to dive into the stink here. I'm going to lay it with Wagner and lock it. Why are they only laying 2.5?
They just lost to Chicago State by double digits.
I know, but they're 86 on the year. They're 85 before that. Their Dick's lost like 7 in a row.
No?
Yeah, Fair Dick. What worries me is they've played a pretty good schedule up until this point, 61st in the country, but they're coming in losers of 4 in a row. They haven't won a single road game all season long. Wagner only laying 2.5 on a bounce back against the Chicago State team that just got their first win. I like the Seahawks here. -2.5.
Hey, we have a great record with our triple lock, so there we go. Load up. Triple lock on the Seahawks. Speaking of locks, I'll be damned if these Owls who are still excited about that Final Four run, even though the whole goddamn roster, whole damn town's been turned up, and they think they can just walk in to the Coliseum in Greenville, North Carolina as a 3-point favorite. 2.5 I see right now. 2.5 I see right now. But yeah, I'm sure there's still a 3 out there. I find it disrespectful on a Sunday, God's day, that you sprinkle this bullshit in here. Them being a favorite. I think you know where to go.
And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world, what a world.
Money line.
There was nothing that we couldn't do. We set out to defend our name, and now we'll never be the same. Never be the same. 'Cause we believe.
Double lock, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I like taking Schwartz as a dog at home, and I like the spot here. I think they're going to win the game outright. Let's go. Double lock.
That saxophone. Let me tell you something. Say Anything, the movie, is based off of, a few good people at in Greenville, North Carolina, just holding up that song on a boombox in the middle of a hurricane and just getting a ton of ass with that saxophone playing. Next up, Northwestern is in West Lafayette, Indiana, taking on Purdue. Purdue's laying 7.5. Give me Northwestern plus 7.5. Mac,
you can get 8.5, Colby.
I'll take it. Let's go.
This was a hell of a game last year. Northwestern almost got him at Purdue. What's that?
It's been a hell of a game since COVID.
Yeah,
against this number, Northwestern's 5-2 against the spread, and there's been 2 overtime games in those 7 games. Northwestern give Purdue a run for their money each and every single season. Doesn't matter whether it's at Mackey or Welsh Bryant. Northwestern, lock it up.
Triple lock?
Battle. Boiler up, baby. Told you, I'm taking these guys at home. They're getting up tomorrow, baby. Back. We
got a battle. And West Lafayette back on the Boilermakers. Dundee, Bieniek on these Wildcats.
Yeah, I got 7.5, but it is down to 7, or I got 8.5. It is now down to 7.5 is the highest number here, and 6.5 in some spots. So this thing's coming down.
You guys want to get rich?
What we got?
I'm talking really rich. Canisius.
Yes.
Is 0-13.
Yes, just Chicago State.
They're getting 9.5. They're plus 360 on the money line. I think we sprinkle the money line. Lock.
Yep. Let's go.
The Golden Griffs and Canisius. Double lock. Let's go.
Obviously from Friday night. New season. League play.
Next up. What's this line? Stonehill's in Loretta, Pennsylvania. Take it on St. Francis. What is this line?
Stonehill's laying 1.
Oh man. I mean,
Stonehill seems better.
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
Give me the Skyhawks. No bet.
Yeah, I think the Skyhawks is the right side, but you're not going to get a bet from me here.
Well, I got a lock here. System play. You know how this works. Colgate at Bucknell. Bucknell laying 1.5. It's insulting to the great people of the college experience to not lock this up. Double?
Battle Bucknell. Revenge game from the title game. Colgate's not the same on the road. The system's only at home this year.
Yeah, you expect it's what is the pavilion or whatever, this SoCa pavilion or some shit like that. You think that's intimidating? Bring it on.
Now we got a problem.
We got a battle at the pavilion. This Bucknell bullshit out of here. They've only lost 8 in a row.
Great time to get them.
It's true. Moving along. I got a lock here too.
These are undefeated teams.
Quinnipiac is heading into Marist, Poughkeepsie. At the Bob McCann Arena. Give me Marist. I'm terrified of this one though. Actually, no lock. Give me Marist.
I was going to say you have a lock, but you're terrified of this one.
Well, just because they've won 6 in a row, they're undefeated at home, and the line is so short against a team that is ass on the road and not very good overall.
3-0 versus 3-0 in the MAAC. I want to have a bet in this game. I'm ready.
Can I give you a bet because I'm on this one?
Are you on the Red Foxes?
No, Marist 363rd strength of schedule they've played so far this season. I'm selling stock. Quinnipiac, I think, is the best team on paper in this conference, and they just smoked St. Peter's. So if you want to play a letdown spot off of that, sure. I'm playing a sell high spot on the Red Foxes here. You're telling me a 7-7 team here is only getting 1.5 points against a team with 2 total losses on the entire season? I think a lot of people are going to look at this. Bet Marist. I'm going the other way.
I'm battling. Keeping the Red Foxes. I trust them at home. They show up to those games. Fuck Quinnipiac.
The line stinks.
Diving in, baby.
I'll join. Battle. Give me Marist -1.
Now I know I'm on the right side. He's betting against the Oxford.
That's true. That's true, Mac. I just fucked up your whole day, Mac. Battle in Poughkeepsie.
Quinnipiac's phony.
They are. Speaking of phony,
you want to know who's phony?
The most interesting team on the East Coast, Siena.
Bieniek should lock Siena.
Oh, I will. Just because I want that ride. It's like Fresno of the East. I want that ride. I'm going there. Siena -1.5. This will be 4 overtimes. I can't wait for it. Mac?
I can't help myself. I'll battle you. Give me Iona. I haven't had Tobin as a dog. He always lets me down as a favorite. Let's go. Outright. Iona wins by like 25.
We got a battle in Albany. Luke, coming off overtime. They're in overtime every game, aren't they?
Watch. Iona's going to win this one by like 20. And you're going to be like, what the fuck?
Hold on. I just want to quickly check it. How many at least 1-score games have they been in? So they won 72-71 in the opener against Brown. Then at Bryant, they won 90-88. And I believe that game was double overtime. They beat American by 8, which was shocking, but then they lost. Okay. They got their ass whooped by 4 straight opponents. Then they lost by 1 to Niagara, which was a terrible loss. I said I would never take them again. But then they bounced back against Canisius the way I thought they would. Then they lost a couple games, but beat Cornell by 6. They were red hot. And then they beat Manhattan. They've played a lot of overtime games, though. I'm telling you. Yeah, let's go. Not afraid. Next up.
Everybody in the chat's heartbroken for Iona on Friday night still. Yeah, take him the game after the game, baby.
Lafayette is at Navy. Navy is first Lafayette's 1-6 on the road. Is that enough to buy into these midshipmen that are somehow favored? Yes, for me it is. I will lay the 1.5 with Navy.
Yeah, I'm on Navy. Lay it.
Yeah, I think we should lock this.
Yeah,
Bieniek.
All right, so I'm on the total in this one. Navy just blew the fuck out of an American. I don't know if you guys caught that game.
I caught it because I bet American.
81-58. Okay, and then Lafayette won 60-46 against BU. I think both of these teams might have blown their load in the game prior to this. Lafayette 300 schedule so far they've played. Navy 358th. Both of these offenses are dog shit. Lafayette 323rd, Navy 240th. I think points are going to be a little bit of a rarity in this game. Give me the under 139.5 here.
I like it. Double lock Navy -1.5. All right. Next up, we got Niagara catching 5.5 at St. Mary's. What could go wrong, Mac?
This line kind of stinks. Give me Niagara.
No, my side was Niagara too. My side, like I was thinking, they're 0-6 on the road. It's just short. Give me Niagara.
Do you want to bet it? It's that magical 5.5 number. Mount St. Mary's overachieved in the non-con. Now
I'm not going to bet it. I'm not going to bet it.
First-year head coach with the target on his back a little bit coming in here now. I kind of like Niagara.
I'm going to stay away. Next up, Manhattan taking on the moving company in Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Let's go.
I'm on Manhattan, man. I think they're a better team than Ryder this year.
Riders lost 7 in a row. Why are they favored?
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Ryder, moving company outright.
You're right.
No,
Block the moving company. The line is telling you this is Vanderbilt, LSU, and Georgia State, Louisiana all over again. Take the moving company. Providence. It's heading to Connecticut. Take on UConn. UConn's laying 14.5. It's a 14-point game last time they played. I'm going to lay it with UConn. What are you doing here?
You know, these 0-3 teams in league have been good ATS against the 3-0 teams. I'm on Providence, fringe lock. I think you're going to get their best punch. I think UConn wins by 10. Sleepy spot here.
Speaking of locks, this line has jumped up now to 5.5. Fucking Holy Cross is getting 5.5 at American. Ask not what you can do for your country, but what your country can do for you. Locking up Dave Paulson and Holy Cross. Give me the 5.5. Mac?
You're out. You're jumping ship on American?
I just think Holy Cross, like, if it was like a 1 or 2 point spread, but 5.5 now, no. This is coming down to the last possession of the game.
So more Sunday lock battles. Give me American. Lock it up.
It's a double lock on American, by the way.
Bieniek.
We got a battle. Dundee on fucking Holy Cross. Mac. Bieniek on the Eagles fly high. And then we get to the fucking game. You had me sit for 2 hours and 41 fucking minutes. What is this? The next fucking Cosner movie? Huh? You had me waiting this long for some goddamn action? Chicago State. It's not even a fucking state from the start. These fucking idiots. I know we sent Capone over there. He ran good numbers, brought it back to us before he ended up at that fucking island over there by fucking San Francisco. God knows what happened over there to this cornhole. I can tell you this, and I tell you this only. The Sharks are hosting this Chicago State University Cougar bullshit. And what I can tell you is the Sharks are a fucking wagon. And it's in Brooklyn at the Barclays with Big Daddy Kane, or whether it's at the Steinberg Wellness Center with my fucking lawyer on the unlocking the fucking doors. It doesn't matter. The Sharks ought to play. Chicago State just got to talk about a fucking team that's ass. Chicago State's ass because their coach Jared Gillian-Bouillon left and he headed over to fucking Long Island. Their sitting coach didn't even want to deal with the bullshit that was coming out of Chicago saying we're not even state. We're in the fucking Chicago's a fucking city, you bozos, right? He said, I had enough of this bullshit. I want to be closer to Peter Luger's like everybody else. Rod Strickland's a fucking living legend. I'm going to go be a part of that staff. I don't even need the head coach tag. I'm going to get the fucking NEC app on my phone, even though I know later they added Chicago State. But I'm going to have that shit on my app so I can watch us play while I'm coaching in the fucking game. And I can tell you this right now. Mark my fucking words. The Sharks are going to take care of business against this bullshit made-up state. This is a smash play. I'm talking 10, 12, 14, 16 fucking points. What is this line currently at? I see the chat saying it's down to 5.5. That's insulting. I swear. on my sister Teresa. All right? On my fucking sister Teresa. This is going to happen lay to 7.5, lay to 5.5, lay whatever the fuck it currently is. It could be fucking 27. It ain't gonna matter because in the Steinberg Wellness Center, you know the screws are loose, baby. On that backboard, I read plenty of stories about Mickey Mantle getting blowjobs under Yankee Stadium, under the fucking, under the bleachers. What do you think old Jared Gillion's gonna do with Chicago State coming with a few broads? You know, he's gonna be down there taking them to old Plowtown at halftime as we cruise on in to another cover. It's gonna be fantastic. By the way, hit the fucking vending machines because we got everything. We got everything. I got guys. We got more vending machines at the fucking Steinberg Wellness Center than any other basketball stadium in America. All right, that's an operation. There's a ring to it. You know, it's straight cash. Government doesn't find out about that bullshit. I don't do the credit card. We don't do at the Steinberg Wellness Center the credit card bullshit vending machines. You got Capital One calling you up. No, straight cash, baby. Let's go. We're going to make straight cash tomorrow. What are you doing?
So are you locking LIU laying this big a number?
Dude, I fucking feel great about it.
Well, it's now 5.5.
Dude, I honestly, I would lock it at 12. You have their sitting coach on the other side of the team. Oh, they're just way better. Let's go.
How about Chicago State?
Oh, battle me then. Battle me then.
Let's go. Let's battle.
Yeah. You're gonna eat a big steaming pile of shit. You know, you're in fucking denial. You're in fucking denial. No, they're gonna fucking make the NCAA tournament. You're gonna be stuck with it this year. You're gonna be stuck with it. You're the type of guy to go to the fucking vending machines and order the Frito fucking Lays. All right, that's what I consider. That's what I consider your fucking entire plays for tonight. They're all Frito fucking Lay bullshit. All right, no one wants those. There's a reason why they fucking say you can light them on fire if you're stuck in the wilderness because they're bullshit. It's not even food. All right, you're not invited to Peter Luger's. You're 86th at Luger's because this ain't hitting. Battle.
Spinelli, baby. Spinelli.
Oh, you gotta eat some shit here. My sister Teresa. I'm telling you.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
What the fuck are we doing here? We're battling. That's what we're doing. Get this Capone bullshit out of here. Bringing in whiskey from Canada was lame. All right? Should have went to fucking Kentucky. Yeah. Easy play. Murray State's at Drake. Drake's laying 9.5. Give me Drake minus 9.5. We should lock this.
They are off the loss. We think they blow them out here?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Drake.
Double lock on Drake. Laying the points. Southern Illinois is catching 6.5 in Normal, Illinois. Ain't nothing normal about a little beatdown from Reggie Redbird. Reggie, the fucking Redbird, is going to be flying high. I don't know. It's too many points for a rivalry game. Give me Southern. Yeah.
I almost wanted to bet the Salukis.
We probably should.
Desperate spot, rivalry game, like you said.
Let's take this. Let's take this, actually.
Salukis.
Yeah.
Possession game.
Double lock on the Salukis. Next, we're going to the land of gold.
Wow, this slide is so gold.
It's a very golden night. Very golden night at play here as the Kansas Jayhawks are laying 5.5. We'll take Kansas minus 5.5.
This might be my favorite play of the day. I'm taking Kansas. They're off the fog loss. UCF stormed the court last year against them. Kansas big.
Double lock. Let's go. I'm going to keep this lock party having a good old time. Oregon's laying. I'm seeing this at 3.5 right now. The slide says 4.5. It's 3.5. I will lock up Oregon minus 3.5. Mac?
We're in agreement here. Oregon just got embarrassed on their home floor. I think they pull away here, win by double digits.
Bieniek.
Yep. Triple lock here. Oregon, to me, I feel like I can trust a little bit more than Maryland. Maryland's schedule was pretty weak looking at it. Oregon has great wins this season. Texas A&M, San Diego State, Alabama. One bad game, really, really bad game against Illinois. This is the bounce back here. Maryland on the road. I gotta see it. Talked about it the other night. Their best two players, freshman, up transfer point guard. Ish. On the road in the Big Ten, fade it.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Triple lock on these ducks. Quack, 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 quack. I got another lock here. The Illini.
Oh, yeah.
Are laid 8.5 in Seattle. This bullshit out of here. Give me Washington plus 8.5. Sprinkle the money line. Sprinkle the goddamn money line here. You with me?
Yeah, Illinois just won as a dog by about 30, feeling themselves. Washington's getting better at sprinkle.
Let's go. And the last game on the slate, I'm going to keep this lock train going. North Texas can't score on the road. I will lay the 8.5 with Memphis. Bet it all, baby. See that? Shout out to the D3 National Championship that's happening too between North Central and Mount Union. That's the football you watch. You sprinkle on this basketball, boom, we good. What are you doing here in this game?
They're going to muck it up. Close game, one possession game. Give me North Texas in the points. I'll battle you here. I don't know if North Texas wins it. I think this could be a hell of a game.
You want to play this in Denton. You don't want to play this in Memphis.
I think they can muck it up.
We'll see you there, buddy. Battle. Dundee on the Tigers. Mac on North Texas.
Yeah, you do want to play this in Denton. The only thing is the AAC's bullshit and Memphis doesn't hit the road to Denton this season.
How's that possible? They didn't even add teams.
They only played once last year, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Protected Memphis,
I feel like ECU played home and home.
They're not sending them to the super pit to get mauled.
That is some bullshit. But top plays of the night. I'm being completely honest. Long Island's the best play on the board. I swear to God. No, I swear to God. I swear to God. I think that's a smash play. Second will be Oregon. Third will be third one is I will go with the likes of Holy Cross plus 5.5. Mac fire.
Kansas number 1, Oregon number 2, and let me throw a dog in here. Salukis rivalry game, 0-3 desperate spot. I think we get a nice Missouri Valley one possession game there.
Bieniek fire.
I love the Patriot League this year. American minus 4.5 and a big time bounce back. Under 139.5 in Lafayette Navy, 2 shitfest offenses. I think that one's just a sloppy game after 2 big wins by both programs the game before. I'm between 2 Big Ten games, but I'm going to go with Northwestern plus 8.5 against Purdue. Like I said earlier, 7 games since COVID, these 2 teams have played each other. Northwestern's 5-2 against this number. 2 of those games went to overtime. So
I like it. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. Moneyline Mac's on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. check out the college football experience. Like I said, make sure you check out the D3 National Championship tomorrow, Sunday at 5:00 Eastern. Also the FCS National Championship Monday. Check out the FCS college football experience and the college football experience and the college baseball experience season. It's going to break some hearts on Valentine's Day when first pitch happens. Till next time, folks. This is the college basketball experience. Look forward to all the shit talk tomorrow. You better start thinking about yours. And we are somewhat out of here. Where's the fucking songs?
You get ripped apart. Save the cookie cutter mother for 106 apart. Cause of your liquor will I sip your heart. You never dumb it down, dog. If you're smart, I throw out a couple of lines. Biters are quick to cross. Fishy, you on a dick to lie. Piss you off, it goes. Tits and bras, lips and jaws. I use my common sense to see the bitch and all. Good thing you got the market corner. Kids and malls. Grip the red carpet as you slip and fall off. Another career spear. Thanks for trying to block. You get an A for effort and an F for shut the fuck up. Here's a hint. Put down the mic, you catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mike's I sees them. So when you see him, you got a good reason to look. Catch a glimpse. A lot of these heads need to improve their improv. Talent's not a program you download to install. Quality spread through hard work, no involved. My peers respect me cause I'm genuinely involved. Beyond gathering names to build up my buddy list. You decide friendships and pounds of suicide and bloody risk. Come equipped or leave empty handed. They don't call me C's for nothing. See the camera? Smile. Click. Here comes the picture. You act like a child. Manhood don't fit you. I'll break your whole style down to a bumper sticker and never need a gun to lift you. Here's a hint. Put down the mic and catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mike's I sees them. So when you see him, you gotta go reason to look. Catch a glimpse. Some of rap's dinosaurs think the corporate fat cats. Critiquing metaphors and can't afford a new backpack. Itching for the fast track, homie, you better scratch that. Need to pay some dues to learn the rules of the mouse chat. Hollering mic check, unaccounted for bounce flat deflated. Play on, player, your game is dated. Migrating cause you hate it. Don't claim bi-coastal. Your crew with the balloons and the ice cream social. The industry's a joke, I'm not the only one laughing. Fit your neck with the yoke. Then pursue your passion. Last in the race, how's the view from behind? Away from the front, catch a glimpse, shut your eyes. Here's a hint. Put down the mic and catch a glimpse. And keep them eyes wide when you see me. Mike's I sees them. So when you see him, you got a good reason to look. Catch a glimpse. Move along, there's nothing to see here. If I was a nice mother.